Welcome everyone to another session of Crituitous RP. Thank you all for joining us today. We left the main story 2 weeks ago at a bit of a cliffhanger. Previously on Crituitous RP, the adventurers were using a group of dragon cultists who were offering their aid for reasons not too sure, not too known. But airs of distrust have started to be seeded within the group and between the group and the cultists, to the point where when they tried to avoid, they approached Brassic and his cultists at the end of the previous session and tried to kind of sign off against them, tell them you're not going to be needed, we're going to be going elsewhere, and you don't really need to know where we're going. Brassic couldn't accept that. Brassic has his reasons, he has his mission, and so whilst giving Loic a sweet embrace, he cast a spell behind his back, sending spirit guardians appearing and racking the mind of Loic and Artir. We rejoin the party right at the beginning of that battle, and
well, it's worth noting Gamel trying to stop that did a shockwave and knocked down everyone except Brassic. So the rest of the crew should start stunned.
Stunned or just prone?
Let me check shockwave. And stunned for 1 minute.
Stunned for 1 minute. And how do they break out of that stun?
Repeat saving throw at the end of its turn.
Okay.
Ending on
and that's going to be
DC
what's the saving throw?
15.
What's the saving throw though? Con?
Oh, excuse me. Of course, I just exited real quickly. It is Constitution. Yep.
Constitution. Okay. All right. Then I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
And with my level up, my initiative is 4 points higher, but I still rolled like junk. So you know.
Brassic got a 5. Ha 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 ha. Chump. He's the real chump.
The universe heard that. Do I have everyone's initiative? You guys, just as everyone can probably see from the cameras and whatnot, we don't have Stephen with us today, so we don't have Danric, but the rest of the players will be collectively hive mind taking care of our bard. All right. Are we missing anyone else? I've got Artir, Loic, Gamel, Aaron, and Danric. Okay. So in descending order. Right. So kicking it off. Top of the round, Artir, what are you doing?
Alright, so I'm going to move 5 feet in that direction, and I'm going to fire some Eldritch Blasts at Brassic, and
okay.
I have the Repelling Blast invocation as well as the Agonizing Blast, so each hit will move him 10 feet.
Okay.
So 22.
So 22 does hit.
29. And then the third one I'll shoot at this guy.
So you're pushing him back 10 foot each time?
Yeah.
Okay. In which direction are you going to push him?
He should end up over in that direction.
Okay, you want an exact diagonal away from you, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll the damage on those first two. The last one didn't hit.
So that's a 9 and 17.
Alright, as these blasts of energy just knock into him, throwing him back over the body of Laz and up. Kind of arcing him up on top of the stairs, up next to the steering wheel. However, this circle of spirits should also move with
So alright, yeah, that's what spell is.
All right, and then I will use the rest of my movement to come over here, and with a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith, which gives me a +2 to my AC.
Okay.
And I
So that
will
brings your AC up to what? 22.
22, correct.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Then beside you, at your feet, now that you've stepped up onto the ship, is Laz. It's his turn. Laz is stunned, but he will make the Constitution saving throw. DC 15, right? That is a 14. He is still stunned. Okay. So, Aaron, you have... they're all named the same. They shouldn't be named the same. Okay. So, I'm actually going to give them colors because that's going to help. You have the yellow individual. That is Laz. He is on the floor, stunned. The pink is Oriscus. He is also stunned. The purple is Trait, again, and then the last one, Nizeroth, is orange. Okay, so what would you like to do, Aaron?
I would like to beast mode.
Okay. You burst out of your human form into your hybrid or complete beast?
Hybrid.
Okay.
I'm going to run and consensually grab Loic.
Okay.
You do not have consent.
Okay. In an effort to pull him back and give him some distance, but he doesn't want to do that, so I will get in front of him. Well, somewhere around there.
That's fine. You're not completely taking up the 10 by 10 square.
Yeah, and then these guys are on the floor mostly, aren't they? So I can't attack. I'm going to use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark Brassic.
Okay. So you have a Hunter's Mark on Brassic. Okay. Anything else from you, Aaron?
That is it.
Okay. Loic, what would you like to do?
Why? I would also like to go beast mode.
Okay. So
I
many
cast
beasts.
Polymorph on myself.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen. Oh boy, what do you polymorph into? This is the first time Gamel's
This is
seen
what you
do
guys
this.
see. This is what you guys see. At first, his eyes turn red, and then they merge into one ocular unit in his forehead, and then he begins to grow wide around his midsection while his head becomes a cone, and he grows into this thing that looks a lot like a stalagmite, and it's so still when it's complete that you can't even see it breathing, but it's alive. You can see its eye moving, and it's got these 6 spindly tentacles that are flailing all around him, and he opens his giant maw of teeth and he just goes rah.
Now, real quick, as a public service announcement, please, just so you know, yes, polymorph would normally only limit Loic to beast type creatures. A roper is not a beast, but a roper is one of the creatures of Loic's deity, to whom he owes pretty much everything at this point. And so it is permitted by his god that he can shift into that form, and only that form.
So it's
The player,
like
the player Matthew appreciates that. The character Gamel has no clue what is going on at this point.
almost like a wizard's version of a warlock contract augment spell.
Anything else from you, Roic?
That's it. I'm just gonna stand there and look absolutely terrifying.
Okay. So, Nizeroth over on the end needs to make a Save, con save, and he succeeds. So but that's at the end of his turn, so he doesn't get to do anything for the rest of his turn, right? I believe that's the case.
That's correct. It's the end.
So, Gamel.
Okay, so I'm sorry I don't remember the names. We got Pink Laz and Purple Laz. Are those two both still stunned?
You guys see the names? I'm sorry, you shouldn't see those names.
I see the names for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was Oriscus and Nizeroth.
But they're still prone. It's only the guy up top with the orange marker who saved, right?
Yep.
Okay, so stunned creatures are incapacitated and unable to take actions and whatnot. So are they helpless at this point? Like if I go up and smash them with Whelm, is that a coup d'etat type situation, or?
If you hit them, it is considered a critical hit.
Okay, well, Gamel's gonna say like Loic. Like the Roper doesn't seem to be bothering him, so he's just gonna assume this is Loic being just crazy, and he's actually gonna step right up to there.
Okay.
And then
just
he's
to
just
clarify,
gonna.
the one with the green dot, Delphine,
Yeah.
she wasn't stunned, was she?
Well, you said everyone except Brassic.
Everyone except Brassic. Okay,
week.
so she also is failed. Okay.
But we didn't have a board up at that time, so. And so I'm just gonna get trait, purple guy, and I'm just gonna try to break his legs with Whelm. Just smash him in the leg. Non-lethal, but decapacitated.
Non-lethal.
With two hands. Well, he'd survive, we hope.
I'm just going to shatter your kneecaps. It's not lethal, don't worry. Thankfully, because you have advantage, you did actually manage to hit his kneecaps.
So do I add an extra 1d?
Roll another 1d10.
Okay, and then I'll just do the same attack again.
That will also hit.
But the damage is so low. Alright, I guess that'll be my turn.
Okay. Trait, who has just been hit, he doesn't get any sort of advantage or bonus now that he's been hit, right? He's just got to keep going.
Nope, he's stunned until he saves at the end of his
Natural 20. He's fine. So that's now Nizeroth and Trait are fine. Oriscus, he needs to make his save. And that's not going to do it. So, he's still stunned. Danric. What is Danric going to do?
Anybody fancy him casting Crown of Madness on Brassic? Let's see if we can turn him on his own men.
Yeah.
Right for shot. Okay. So he's going to cast Crown of Madness.
Okay. So, must make a wisdom saving throw. What's the DC on that?
15.
What was it, sorry?
15.
15, okay. Wisdom saving throw. He succeeds.
Okay. Thought he might, but worth a shot.
Anything else from Danric?
He can cast Inspiration as a bonus action. Is that correct for bards?
Yes, he can.
Should we try and inspire? He wants inspiration.
Who does the Inspire gives a bonus to attack, right?
No, it's specific rolls that you make. It's attack rolls and ability checks, I believe.
Artier?
Yeah, give us
Yeah,
that.
Artier.
Sorry, he'll inspire Artier.
My friends, you are too kind.
Has he got a marker for inspiration? Yeah, he's got a marker there, so he's got 4, so that's 1 down. What inspiration dice is it for his level? Is it a D8?
He's level 7, so we can just. I believe it's a D8 at his level.
Yeah. Okay.
All Alright. It is Brassic's turn. He immediately stands up. You see him pull back his cloak and draw out a long silvery sword that seems to be emanating a bit of green fog from the blade as he steps forward. What's the distance? 20 foot. He can't make it in this turn. Okay. So since he can't make it, he will walk as far as he can to there where he can see Erin. He's going to drop Spirit Guardians because he doesn't need that anymore. However, he will cast a spell. He's going to cast blindness, deafness on Erin. So
Friendly Bard doesn't have dispel, does he? No, that would have been useful. Okay.
So I need Erin to make a Constitution saving throw.
+5.
+5, 21.
Okay, so you're fine. No effect on that.
Thank you, I'll tell you.
Alright. Then that'll be it for Brassic. Delphine, she needs to make her save. And she does. She gets a 17, so sweet. So she is no longer... So the only one still on the floor, I believe, is Laz and Oriscus.
Are they getting up because it's supposed to be the end of their turn, so aren't they still prone on the floor?
Yeah, they're all still prone, but it's
okay.
Oriscus and Laz that are still stunned.
So we all get advantage. Get advantage on these guys. Still, yeah.
Yep, for one more.
Artir will attack Laz. Take 2 swings at him with Great Weapon Master. We have advantage because he's on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
So the first one failed, but the second one hit.
Is it crit because he's stunned?
Yeah, Laz is still stunned, so it's considered a crit.
So it's 24 plus another 2d6. So
Nice.
+4. And
so Laz is looking pretty bad at this point after all the attacks he's received.
With Great Weapon Master, when I crit, I get another attack as a bonus action.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and take that.
14.
Yeah.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
How about those rolls? All right. And I will end my turn.
Okay. Laz, let's see if he can succeed. That's a... Yep, that succeeds. He is no longer stunned. Erin.
Down, Laz. Before he wakes up.
Okay, so go ahead and attack him.
I'm going standard on it. 20.
So 22 is going to hit. Okay. He's bleeding profusely. He's in a cry of pain from the slash. Anything else from you, Erin?
These guys are much tougher than I remember. Second attack.
These were the ones that survived the dragon attack. Okay, so second attack.
Jesus, what's with the rolls?
That's gonna miss. Unfortunately. Okay. Anything else from you, Erin?
can stay away.
Okay. Loic,
Yay! Tentacle
what
time.
would you like to do? Okay.
So, I have a multi-attack here. We open up with 4 tendril attacks. 4 different creatures. So I will go for Brassic, Laz, Delphine, and... do you think I could hit Tralt?
Trey, you can, yeah.
Okay.
What's the range on those?
50 feet.
Okay, so who are you attacking first? Because each tendril is a separate attack.
We'll start with the 2 nearest ones. We'll start with Delphine, since she's not...
Okay,
hasn't
so
been in...
she can't do anything, so that just grapples her.
Okay,
Wraps her.
so yeah, she now is grappled.
Grappled and restrained. She has
Okay.
disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and the roper can't use that tendril on another target
Okay.
until you
Next
make it.
one is Laz.
Okay. You wrap that tentacle around him.
Brassic.
That's gonna miss.
That guy. Alright.
I'm not seeing your rolls, Casey.
Ah,
Oh, they're all in GM.
yeah. Let me undo that. Bear with me just 1 second.
First hit was a 27. It was a critical. The second one was a 26. The third one was a 9. That was the Brassic. And then the fourth one to Tralt is 18.
So to Tralt, that will hit him.
Okay. So I got 3 of them.
There you go. You should be fixed now. Okay. So you, first of all, you send out those tendrils. They wrap around the 3 of them, and then you get to.
Reel one of them in by 25 feet.
So
And I will reel in Tralt.
since the rest
fill
are
in
in
that
melee
gap.
with you,
Yeah.
so you pull him in, sliding along the floor as you bring him up against you, and then after that you get to
Last-
bite one of them, right?
Last but not least, I'm going to take a big hunk out of Delphine.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. No, you have advantage because she is prone
yeah.
and restrained. So the 21 is going to hit. 26 points piercing damage.
And then I'll roar again because I'm such a badass. And then
Okay.
I'll do my turn.
All right. Well, Nizaroth, he's going to stand up. He's going to run past Gamel to the big nasty monster.
Does that provoke an OA?
No, because he's still within melee range of you. And he will attack Loic the Roper. So that'll be a 18 to hit.
Nope, misses. Natural armor.
Natural armor of 20. Damn. Alright, it will make a second attack. That's also going to miss. Never mind. Gamel.
I thought he was running away. That is a smart individual right there.
Okay, Gamel is going to just swing at Ozrith with Whelm, because why not? We're in the middle of the action.
Nizaroth.
Gamel's supposed to be a like backline sniper type and whatever.
Okay, that's going to hit.
15. Now, what happens when he swings at that, you might also feel a big draft of wind, and he needs to make a strength saving throw. Nope, I lied. I'm just going to hit him again with the hammer.
Okay.
Change my mind.
And because you change your mind, you miss.
That one.
Terribly.
And then he's going to 5-foot step just right there onto the
Okay.
bows and move action and be done.
Delphine can take a reaction against you in that situation.
She's prone, restrained, and grappled by a.
She is grappled and reeled. No, she wasn't reeled in, so she's still on the floor. Never mind. All right, cool.
Great.
Anything else from you, Gamble?
No, that's it.
Okay. Trait. He is up. Trying to keep track of all of these. So he is up, vertical. He was reeled in. He is not stunned. He's restrained. So if he wasn't vertical, he will stand up. Using his short sword, he will try to hack away at the tendril that's attacking him.
AC 20 for the tendril.
Yep, and he has disadvantage on the attacks because he's restrained.
Yep.
Alright, that's gonna miss. Second attack, that's a 21.
Oh. How much damage?
Disadvantage. So it deals... Uh, 15 points of piercing damage.
So
Okay.
the tendril snaps off and just starts flailing on its own, like. Yep.
Right. So that frees him up. At which point he is going to bonus action disengage and run away from the roper and actually step up to where Gamel is. Oriscus, he was still...
Did he go straight or did he dodge around?
It doesn't matter because he disengaged.
Okay. From both of us?
Just take the disengage action means you can't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
For the rest of that turn. Oriscus, he was still stunned, I believe. So he will spend his turn trying to get out of the stun. Which he fails again. In fact, to help me remember, he is stunned. Danric. What would Danric do?
Does anybody fancy him taking another shot at that?
Maybe he should save his higher level spells since we are going to the giants.
Those are level 2s. This is level 2s. Or we could try Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It's level 1.
Or we just use his cantrips. I defer to you. You have his sheet up. I do not.
He hasn't got any really offensive cantrips.
Well, he can always just buff us all day. Or
we can go Bless. Or we can Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Brassic again, see if he can incapacitate him.
Yeah, I worry about Brassic coming back in. Let's just try to hamper him as much as we can.
What about Sacred Flame?
Where's the cantrip? I think it's only a 1d8 radiant damage.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
hurt.
not one that you can augment to be more powerful.
It should be 2d8 at his level.
Is it 2d8 with his level? Do you want Sacred Flame him?
Sacred Flame, Sacred Flame. One of us, one of us.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to launch a Sacred Flame at him.
At Brassic or one of the others?
Brassic. We got the others.
Brassic, yeah.
Sacred Flame Brassic one.
So a DC 15 Dex save from Brassic. He succeeds. So it has no effect. Anything else from Danric?
Does anybody else want buffing? You haven't used your inspiration yet, have you? So
I have not.
we'll save it. Save it.
Then after Danrik, Brassic strides down the stairs, kind of slowly, taking his time as he draws the weapon, gets ready to attack Aaron. Aaron, you closer to the weapon, you notice that this green smoke that seems to be coming off of the blade follows wherever the path of the blade had gone, but almost it doesn't behave like smoke. It almost seems like it's reaching out and pulling in and grasping. You almost see tiny little hands grabbing and claws trying to pull in as he goes in for an attack. Does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, he will make a second attack against you. Does a 27 hit you?
Yep.
Okay. You take 16 points of piercing damage.
That is a magical weapon, so...
It is a magical weapon, so it cuts straight through.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't write it down. I should have. Okay. And then, yeah, he's actually going to expend a action surge and come down for 2 more attacks against you.
Okay.
So does a 29 hit you?
Yeah.
And then a 21.
No.
Okay. Right. So the first attack, you take another. As this blade comes down, you take this time 17 points of piercing damage.
Yeah. Okay.
And that'll end his turn. Delphine. She is prone, restrained, but she's...
Do you need me to make con saves for my concentration on hunt as well?
That's a good point. Go ahead and roll 2 con saves. First one is a DC 10, the second is also a DC 10. So you're fine. You've still got Hunter's markup. Okay. So Delphine stands up. She's still restrained. She will actually... okay. So there's not really much she can do. She doesn't like being in physical range with anyone. And so she will actually bonus action Misty Step 30 foot away. She goes to the back of the ship, whereupon she will use her action to cast a scorching... no, she can't do that. She will send an Eldritch Blast at the roper. So that'll be a 25 to hit. Okay, you take 7 points of force damage. Oh, wait. Oh, she casts more of those beams. Okay, that's the first beam. Second one comes in at that's a crit. So you take 12 points of force damage. Third beam that's a 15 to hit, so that's going to miss. And then the last beam, that's a 23 to hit. So that will hit. Okay. You take 8 points of force damage from that attack. And that's Delphine done. Artir.
Laz is still on the ground?
Still on the ground, yes.
Then I will swing at him with my greatsword with advantage. Using Great Weapon Master. I will.
In fact,
No, I won't use it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you guys can hear the music. I had a swoosh sound effect for you missed. So.
I will swing again.
Okay.
Wow.
Alright, I will use my inspiration on that one.
A 14, unfortunately, is still going to miss. But the floorboards on either side of him are just shattered.
Take that, you stupid floor! And I will end my turn.
In response, he will stand up.
Is he restrained?
He is restrained. Yes, because he is one of the 3 that was restrained and pulled in.
Okay, so his movement is 0.
Yes. Oh, so he's lying down. Grappled means his movement is 0 rather than restrained. Or is it? Anyways. Okay, so he's on the floor. He's just going to attack the tendril. Okay. First attack is a 17 to hit, so that's not going to hit. The tendril, right? It's AC 20?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Second attack, that's a 6, so that's not going to hit. Alright, so he lies down on the floor, knowing his time is nigh. Aaron, what would you like to do?
How rough does Laz look?
Laz looks pretty rough. Like, struggling. You could take him out.
Right, I'm gonna hit Laz.
Okay. What's that, 20? Yeah, that hits. For 15 points, 20 points of slashing damage. He's still alive, though, barely hanging on.
Right, I'm just gonna finish him off.
That's going to hit. And that will be enough to kill. The life just seeps out of him all along the floor as he dies. Anything else, Aaron?
Okay, because I've killed somebody, I get and use a bonus action to make another attack because I've got Great Weapon Master.
Yes, but before you get to make that attack, you will notice that Brassic, right next to you, will attack you instead after you made an attack. So
Deal with it.
doesn't, you know what? Does
18?
18 hit you?
No.
No, it doesn't. Yep, okay. So never mind. What were you going to do?
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. Go ahead and hit him.
I'm getting annoyed. You know what? I'm going to claw attack him instead.
Okay. All right. Okay. He is going to force you to re-roll. Roll another d20.
Really?
He's going to use a luck point and spend it to force you to re-roll.
This guy is built.
This guy is built. Everyone else isn't, but he is built.
Really? It took us how long to destroy Laz between 2 of us?
This guy's like 2 Lazes.
With the 12, you miss. Anything else from you, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm going to action search.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this.
That will hit.
On its mark. And I'm going to use superiority dice as well.
Extra 3. Okay.
Second attack.
That was a lot of damage that he just took.
He's annoyed. Yeah, freaking 19. Alright.
That will hit.
Oh, what am I doing that? Sorry, I'll roll it again. Oh, my bad. Roll again. 13 plus on its mark. Plus, I'm going to throw in another superiority dice.
Okay.
He wasn't holding on to any spells, was he?
No, he gave them all up.
Alright, okay. Just bear in mind that if I use a superiority dice in that way, if he's holding on to any spells, he's disadvantaged on his concentrations for so.
All right. Anything else from you, Aaron?
No.
Okay. Loic.
Is there any way that I could hit Brassic? Or is Aaron too much in the way this time?
What's the range on your reach?
The length of it is 50 feet.
Yeah, so
The width
you
of
can
it is nobody knows.
you can wrap around.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my
That's
gosh. Okay, so all four tentacles are ready to go again. So
Okay.
we will be going for Delphine, Nizeroth. Let's do Tralt and Brassic.
After one of them was cut off, do you still have all 4?
Well, I had 6 originally, and I make 4
Okay.
attacks and a multi-attack, so I had 2
Okay.
remaining. But yes, on my next turn it says next turn, which means turn upcoming, wherever we are when this happens, as far as I can tell. I regrow it.
Okay.
So just bloop.
So go ahead and attack.
We're
And-
gonna start.
Yep.
Brassic.
Okay.
25.
He's going to use his last luck point and tell you to re-roll that.
11.
You miss.
Made him waste his last luck point though.
Yep.
Okay. I can attack him again since one of my tendrils is not holding him. So I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
19.
19 does not hit.
Dang it. Alright. I'm not gonna use it. Alright. Then we will go for Nizeroth and Delphine.
Okay.
10. Nizeroth.
10's gonna miss.
22 for Delphine.
Delphine gets hit. Again.
Guess who's getting reeled? Yep.
You pull her away and she's trying to like push back with her feet, but they keep sliding along the floor as you pull her in.
Okay. And Nizeroth is actually within melee with me. So I'm
you
gonna go
can
ahead and
bite
fight him. Yeah. 24.
That'll hit him.
Tell me which chunk I took.
You took a
And
knife.
can I eat it?
Yes. Yeah, you can. Alright, anything else from you?
That's it.
Okay, so it's Nizeroth's turn. Still alive, thankfully. He's going to focus an attack on Gamel. He has advantage on the attack. So flanking. That's a 20 to hit Gamel.
With his new and improved armor, a place that he would have surely hit before clinks right off of him thanks to the new armor.
Isn't your AC 20?
I believe it's 21.
On
Let me
your sheet
double
it looks
check,
like
though.
it's
You
20.
probably know more than me. Okay, I didn't specify that I took out my shield, so it's 20. Turns out that part hadn't gotten quite good, and he got between the grooves. Go! Pain.
Okay. Cool. So that'll be So many ones. 6 points of piercing damage.
No. Let's say that the armor helped a little bit with that. A little got through.
Yeah.
But the new armor did some work. The
That
extra
was his sneak attack, and it dealt 6 damage. He will then attack a second time. This time is that's a 20 to hit again.
Boo. Hit.
Okay. So this time much less damage. 4 points of piercing damage. This time.
Ooh.
That's Nizroth done. Gamel.
These are done. All right, we are going to hit Nizroth just with the hammer. Just that's what you get.
Okay.
Does 15 hit?
A 15 will hit Nizroth.
As a reaction, Gamel seems to hit stronger than anyone would have expected. He's going to do an extra 2d6 of damage.
Nice. Wow. His armor seems to just dent in a second after your hammer pulls back. You see an additional bit of... Yeah. Anything else?
He's still standing, I guess. And I'll make a second attack. Same deal.
That'll hit. He's looking pretty beat up, but he's still alive.
And then... How far is the distance from the green grassy ground to the deck where everyone's fighting?
About 15, 20 foot.
But if I were to land, say, here, I probably wouldn't be able to see everybody to shoot at them, right?
Probably not. You'd need to move a little bit further out to be able to get the right angle.
Sure. This is a bad idea, but Gamel's just going to stand there.
Okay. With you just standing there, trait behind you. Stab. Will attack you. First attack is a 17 to hit, so that's going to miss. Second attack is a 22 to hit.
Alright, that one gets me.
So 25 points of piercing damage.
Ooh. That was a bad choice!
Foriscus, who is still stunned, will get a nat 1 and fail. He's having a wonderful nap. Danrik. What's Danrik gonna do?
If anyone minds, casting all of Vitality, we can just keep buffing us.
I'm kind of interested. He's chaotic good. I'm interested in stabilizing Laz, but I don't know if Danwick would go out of his way to risk his life in order to save people who are attacking us.
I think that's counterintuitive to this current situation. So cast that.
Okay.
And if anyone doesn't mind, but in the first action, to giving Aaron a bit of a buff, he's taking quite a beating. It's the first one. He can do it as a bonus action over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so as the bonus action, he's going to add 2d6 to Aaron.
Okay. Yeah.
6. Nope, that's not how I roll.
R/ is a completely different.
Yeah.
9 points of additional health.
And I think it's a +3 because he's a cleric of life. He has the
all of his healing spells provide an additional. That is a spell, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What level is it?
3.
Okay. Don't know why it's not visible on there. Okay.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
1 plus the spell level, so it should be +4.
Okay, so that's 13. Yeah.
Yeah, total of 13. Anything else from Danric? Nope. Okay.
No, that's it. That's
And-
his bonus action, his action. So.
Okay. Then Brassic, reaching out with his weapon again, shouts at you, Aaron, says, "You should have just kept following." And he will attack again.
Okay, what? That doesn't make any sense. I should have kept following. Following what?
The plan.
19, 31.
31, is that going to hit you?
No, that hits me.
That hits you. Okay. You take 18 points of piercing damage.
I'm good for a second, and
And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
+5.
Okay. So you're fine on that regard. All right. He will attack again.
Jesus, how does he roll that? And we're always getting crap.
Well, you'll notice that the bonus was less this time. 5 less, as he used Great Weapon Master to hack away at you.
All right, I'm casting
Does a
shield.
25 hit you?
I'm casting shield this time, and that should give me an overall bonus of 27.
Because
19
your
for-
normal AC is 19 plus 4
Plus-
because it's a
Multi-attack
multi-attack defense,
It's
and then
plus
plus
the
5
5.
because yep. So you have 28.
Yeah.
You get an extra 9. Okay.
that's
So
that's until the beginning of my turn.
that attack misses. That's all he will do then. Yep. Delphine, in her current position, will cast a spell.
Do I need to do another concentration saving throw? So I keep thinking.
Yes, you do, from the first attack that you took.
Okay.
Why is my computer going so slow? Alright. One
Okay,
second,
great.
guys. Sorry this is taking so long. Just to pull up a spell. What's going to be quicker, Roll20 or D&D Beyond? Roll20 loaded. Okay, so she is going to cast a spell. Immediately, a 20-foot radius sphere of yellow gas just begins to emanate from her. The cloud spreads around corners, and the area becomes completely heavily obscured as this yellow fog just covers
Dan reckon
everything.
in his thing and go, I was thinking about doing that.
Yep.
But doesn't that affect it, from what everything?
Affect everything.
Everything in that.
Everything.
Okay.
Within 20-foot radius, and she cast it on herself, like that specific point. That's what she did for her action. And she will bonus action pop back away. She's still in the stinking cloud. That's fine by her standards. Artir, at the beginning of your turn, you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Can you put a thing on the board to show us where the stinking cloud radius is?
Yes, I can. So it was a 15-foot radius from that point, 20-foot radius from that point. So there we go. Everything within that area. So the only one not affected by it is Danric. So, you're fine with the Constitution saving throw. Never mind.
Okay, so I will move 10 feet up here to Nizroth,
Okay.
and I will attack him without using Great Weapon Master, because are we disadvantaged because of the cloud, or is it just...
So the stinking cloud is just simply each creature that is completely within the cloud at the start of its turn must make a con save or be poisoned.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
All right, then
It is heavily obscured, but your eyesight, your vision allows you to see through that anyway. So.
Okay, so I'll actually attack recklessly and use Great Weapon Master, so I'll have advantage again.
Okay.
And do so again. There we go.
All right, that one will definitely hit.
And I will do 22 points of damage.
And that will cleave him in twain. His body falls limp on the steps, drops a couple steps down.
All right, and then I will take a step and use my bonus action granted by killing that guy and hit Orescus.
Okay.
The 23.
That will definitely hit.
Is he still
Definite
stunned?
crit. Still stunned.
Okay, so it'll be 25 plus 2d6.
Well done. That took a lot of health off of Oriscus.
Alright, and I will end my turn and I'll say, "These guys are very difficult to kill. What is with these guys?"
Alright, then Laz is dead, so he doesn't get a turn. Aaron, you're up.
I don't know. The last time I killed
you
a bunch
make-
of these guys, they were
You
a
didn't
lot
kill
easier.
any of them.
No,
You didn't kill any of them. The dragon did.
No, in Thunder Tree, we killed them.
Oh, those ones, yeah. Different group.
Yeah, yeah. That's why the last time I killed a bunch of them in Thunder Tree, they weren't friends of yours, were they, Brassic?
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw at the beginning of your turn.
Oh.
24, that's fine. So you're fine. Alright, what were you going to do?
I'm going to have to attack Brassic. I'm very curious about what that sword's trying to do to me. Am I aware that what was that strength saving throw? Is that something to do? Did I feel anything when I had that strength saving throw?
You didn't really have any sort of idea about what was causing that.
Okay.
Your body just able to fight off a lot in that case.
I'm going to use Second Wind as bonus action to heal myself, and trying to remember what Second Wind is. It's a D10 plus my Constitution modifier, isn't it? Oh no, my fighter level, which is 4 plus 4. So roll a D10 plus 4. 8, so 8 back. Come on. Plus 8. And then, I'm going to attack him with Timeless.
Okay. Unfortunately, that'll miss.
Second attack. What is with these fucking dice rolls?
Another whiff. Complete miss. Anything else from you, Aaron? Is there anything else you can do? All right,
I'm going
Loic.
to back off.
You're going to move?
Yeah, there's a possibility you might cough up, so I'm going to back off to in between here and Delphine, so he can make a.
He'll make
Well-
an attack of opportunity.
Well, that's down to if he's affected by the cloud or not, really, isn't it?
On his turn, he makes the Constitution saving throw. Until then,
Okay.
he's not affected by it.
Okay.
All right. Does a 22 hit you?
Shields. Yeah, it hits.
It hits. Okay. You take 12 points of piercing, and as the attack catches you just in legs, your speed is reduced to 0. As per the Sentinel feat, which is also what gave him the attack of opportunity when you attacked earlier.
So he's got lucky and he's got sentinel, so we can guarantee he's pretty close to being our level as an individual.
I followed the rules in creating him. Just step
Now I'm
by.
enjoying figuring it out. These are my theories.
Yes. Anything else from you? So, Erin, you can't move. Loic.
So, what was it that gave Artir the ability to see in heavily obscured area? Is it simply that it's made out of poison?
I think simply, well, no, the Stinking Cloud does specifically say the area is heavily obscured. For some reason, my mind thought that dark vision helped, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Please don't hammer me on that. It doesn't help.
Dang it.
The area is heavily obscured, and anyone would have disadvantage on attacks within it,
Alright.
unless they can see through it. I believe. Let's double check. Heavily obscured, because that also would affect Brassic, and that would affect Erin's turn as well.
Right, I didn't hit him anyway.
No, but when he hit you, you might have had disadvantage on it, so
This is true.
heavily obscured. You might have been able to get away. Vision and light. Okay. A heavily obscured area. A creature effectively suffers from the blinded condition. A blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So, he had advantage because he was attacking someone that was in the area of the Stinking Cloud, but then disadvantage because he was also blinded by it. Cancels out. It cancels out, really? Damn.
Yeah, it's the same with fog cloud.
Alright. So, you will have advantage and disadvantage on all attacks that you make while you're in here, so it'll be normal.
So, tendrils.
Where's the first one going?
Well, there are only 4 remaining enemies, so first one will go to Brassic.
Okay.
16.
It'll miss.
Okay, second one
I
to...
hate to be a stickler, but she needs to make a con save first.
Oh, yeah, I do.
No, that's... Yes,
You're
that's right. No, sorry. Constitution saving throw, please.
And then I got a +5 from standing near Artir, right?
Jace.
So, a 17, you're fine.
Ah. Okay. Second one, Delphi. 26.
That'll hit her. She is restrained again.
And then Riscus.
9 will miss, unfortunately.
And then Tralt, 10. These are really bad rolls.
Yep.
These are, like, phenomenally bad. These are, like, under 5 bad.
But, you know, in about an hour or so, it'll be fine. Anything
In
else?
about an hour or so, we will not be doing combat, sir.
We will
Uh,
be dead if we carry on with these rolls.
Okay,
No,
so,
you guys are winning.
Roke, we're gonna
Can
reel in.
I move to my own dice? Seriously? I don't trust Roll20 anymore.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
So the roper pulls Delphine in.
Yeah, she's the only one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have to bite
Nom,
her
nom, nom, nom.
Yep. with a 23. Ooh, 29 damage. Dang.
Ooh. And she will have to make a Constitution saving throw on Stinking Cloud is not Yes, it is concentration. So she will have to make a con save. DC will be 14. So let's see what she does. She succeeds. Okay. Anything else?
Ew.
That's it.
Okay, Gamel, we're up to you.
Gamel's going to take his whelm and he's going to smack Trait in the face. And if it hits him, he's going to go flying because Gamel's going to hit with more energy than usual.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay, so he needs to roll a strength saving throw. DC
Constitution
13.
saving throw from you,
Strength
Gamel.
saving
Sorry.
throw. Oh, excuse me,
Constitution, please, Gamel.
yes. I
Thanks,
should be
Ty.
fine. Yeah, I should be okay.
Alright.
Oh, of course not.
I'm
No.
fine to go.
Okay, so you are now poisoned.
I am a dwarf, so I'm poison resistant.
Which gives you advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, so you're fine.
And
'Cause
resistance
17
against
succeeds.
damage. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, so I
Alright.
hit him with my attack,
Yes, you did.
and then he needs to make a strength saving throw DC 13. Or excuse me, DC 11. It's very low.
Yet he fails.
Huzzah! He goes flying in a straight line from where I hit him 20 feet.
Which sends him up over the harpoon and down onto the grass. He will take additional bludgeoning damage as he hits the ground and drops that height. That's 8 points of bludgeoning damage. There we go.
I cannot believe that worked. And then Gamel's got a second attack, so he's going to chuck Whelm at Brassik's face.
Trying to throw it past the Roper and Aaron. Go ahead and throw. A 15 will not hit.
Whelm comes back to me and we'll be done.
Okay. Trout, who's not starting his turn in the stinking cloud, will run around the ship, using his entire turn to do so. Oriscus, who is... So, we will do the stunned first. No. At the beginning of his turn, he makes the con save, which he automatically fails because he is incapacitated. So he becomes poisoned instantly, which gives him disadvantage on ability checks while he's in. And then he has to make the save, which a 2, really a 2. All right. So he's going to die just on his own. You can leave him be, and he will probably just die. Danric, the only one outside this big cloud.
I don't think Danric can do anything.
He should start playing on his bagpipes.
Doesn't he pick who to vitalize?
Yeah, he could still do that at least.
Yeah, the aura doesn't designate that I have to see them. It just has to be within the aura. Which is what my whole thing is. Most of the spells that require sightlines, when yours doesn't. So it's me or Gamel. So do you want it?
I'm hurting, but I don't think I'm in danger, so probably better to give it to Aaron, because Brassik's going to be a pain.
Thank you.
I'd love to have.
So it's 2d6 plus 4. Did we say now?
Yep, 2d6 plus 4.
So 11 back to him.
All right. Anything else from Danric?
He can't. He wants to cast a spell, but he can't see anybody.
Well,
Does he have-
not quite. He's not in the cloud. Everyone inside the cloud is considered blinded.
Yeah, but it's an obstructed area, so he can't see into that cloud. He's not blinded in himself. Everybody else is
true.
obstructed.
Yeah. He is blinded when trying to look at something inside. Nope, thank you. Thank you very much.
He's got fairy fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Can he cast Fairy Fire on the exact location? Because that's another 20-foot cube. He's going to put Fairy Fire on all the individuals.
He can do.
Does Fairy
I
Fire
would-
highlight us or not? Can he choose who to
Anyone
highlight with
within
that?
it would have to make a dex save. I would, before he makes the check, I would remind that no amount of extra advantage will cancel out the presence of a disadvantage. 2 advantage and 1 disadvantage cancel each other out, and you still have normal. So adding the Fairy Fire to this situation would probably, I believe, not do anything.
Yeah, but they become highlighted. So they glow inside the obstructed area.
The rule
In
that
my head.
Yeah, the rule that we play is if there are opposing advantage and disadvantage, no matter how many advantages, the 1 disadvantage cancels it
Yeah,
out.
but my thing is this is an obscured area because there's dense fog. But all of these creatures have now become highlighted, and therefore you can see that you could visually outline these creatures a little bit more in a fog environment.
Not that it would get rid of the disadvantage, but say if I wanted to shoot my musket but I was blind and had no idea where they were, at the very least I'd have some idea where they were. So an attack would be possible, though it might still be at a disadvantage or even. Is that right?
I will have to... Yes, Aaron, you make a very good point. For the sake of moving it on, we'll say yes, that would work. Because it does go to say that to some degree, the lights present within the heavily obscured area could make it less obscured.
But my other point, I'm arguing a case, but now I'm just saying, actually, we're all gonna be inside of that.
Yeah.
So, do we want to take do we want to take a chance that we can roll the deck save, or do we want to just carry on with the disadvantage? Because I think having the disadvantage at the moment is probably more beneficial.
I'd say don't cast it.
Okay. He's gonna hold until he sees somebody, and then he's gonna cast a spell. Hold action.
I'll go back to my recommendation to just play the bagpipes.
Okay. He will start playing the bagpipes, but he will aim the pipes at the cloud, and he sees that the little bit of cloud is starting to push away as he keeps playing, and it opens up. Alright, Brassic needs to make a Constitution saving throw at the beginning of his turn.
Failure.
Which he succeeds. And immediately reaches out, grabs the large form of Eren, and will cast Inflict Wounds on Eren. That's a 22 to hit you.
I can't do anything about that. So yeah.
Okay, you take 31 points of necrotic damage.
Is that not disadvantage? No, we decided that's not disadvantage. So 32 points of damage.
31 points of necrotic damage.
I'm getting pummeled here, guys. Come on.
Okay. But that is all that he will do.
Do you say that aloud, or does it come out?
He can talk in his hybrid form.
So yeah, that's his turn. Delphine does not have any more uses of Misty Step. So instead, she will stay where she is and use Shocking Grasp on the tendril. So
That's a saving throw.
Oh yeah, she's got to make a con saving throw first. Thank you for the reminder. Even though you weren't asking that. So, con save, which she fails. She's poisoned by her own stinking cloud. She has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws whilst poisoned.
Does she have to maintain concentration?
I don't think Stinking Cloud's a concentration.
She doesn't have to, but she is now affected by it, and regardless of whether or not she keeps concentration on the spell, her body is poisoned.
I mean, I'm hoping she's going to fail her concentration save so that the gas goes away. That's what I'm hoping for, I guess.
She only has to do it when she takes damage, not when she gets poisoned, I believe.
Oh, the poison status doesn't do damage. I getcha.
Yeah. Okay, but she will use Shocking Grasp on the tendril. She makes a melee spell attack against the target. You have advantage if the target is wearing armor made of metal. Are you wearing anything made out of metal? Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Right, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So she will make the attack. That is a...
Didn't she just fail?
She failed the con save, so she's now poisoned. While poisoned, she has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws for the next minute.
I thought this is Stinking Cloud. It says they're coughing up for the entire duration of their turn. No, it says you are.
Yeah, on a failed
Creature.
save, the creature spends its action. That turn, retching and reeling. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I keep missing on that kind of stuff. Okay, so she's done. Artir. It's okay. When you face off with the big dragon, I'll get all of that right because it's only one character.
All right, I will swing at the coughing Delphine, and for real this time, not use Great Weapon Master and just swing regularly. And I don't have advantage, so it was a 13.
And that misses.
Jesus,
Swing again.
3.
All right, 26.
That will definitely hit.
All right, and I will throw a Divine Smite on there as well. So that's another 9. So 23 damage total.
Her body just explodes in radiant light with a great sword attack, as whatever was inside your tentacle, Loic, has gone limp.
All right, great. Then I will take my bonus action attack on Areskis.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw anyway.
No. I am immune to poison.
Oh, fair enough. So 12 is going to miss. No, you have advantage now because the cloud has been dispersed since she failed. Go ahead and roll again. That's a crit. It would have been a crit anyway because he's still on the floor.
Don't take it away from him.
19 points of damage. He's looking fairly weak now at this point.
I will end my turn.
Okay. So, Aaron. Things are a lot clearer now. The fog has dispersed. Brassic stands there at eye height with you, but only because he's up a couple steps. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm just going to hit him. Try to hit him.
Okay. Are you going to roll your physical dice?
No.
24 will hit him.
Plus it's fail. I'm going to put a superiority dice in that one as well because I don't know if I'm going to hit him on the next one.
Alright. Go ahead and attack a second time. A 20 hits.
That's his DC again. 2 in stinging and Hunter's Mark. And his superiority dice, I'll watch the superiority dice one more time. Just get the damage out of the way.
Okay. You swing that slashing blade a second time. You hear him scream, Clouth! Why? How do you kill him?
Oh, that's son of a bitch. I don't really. Do you know what? I'm just because he's at a higher height than me. I'm going to raise that up as the first stroke's going to come down on a swish, and then I'm going to. It's going to just cleave him up the middle, and one of the halves is going to spill out on one side of the deck, and the other half's going to go off the stern.
Completely split in two.
And whatever sword he's carrying is going to go off in the air. And I'm going to.
You're going to catch it. As you catch it, you see in the pommel of the blade there is a green cat's eye gem that seems to shine, and the sword tingles with magical energy. Feels pretty good.
Pretty good.
Anything else from you, Aaron? You felled Brassic.
Now I can move. I'm going to move in behind this other guy to help.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
You have a bonus.
Loic.
I have a quickly dropping that sword into the bag of holding. I am going to then, my bonus action. I can make another attack because I just found somebody.
Yep.
So
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll use Great Weapon Master because I've got advantage being there.
You have advantage. If you hit, it's a crit.
It's a crit.
You hit, it's a crit anyway. And you said I crit all the time.
That was my only crit.
Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Well, 5% chance, that should be 1 in 20. You rolled less than 20, so statistically you're above average.
6 plus 6. 32.
As his stunned form falls into death, not a sound. Just peacefully passes on. Right. Anything else from you, Aaron?
I'm good.
Okay, Loic, what you gonna do?
Casey, if I may, do you mind if I shoot him 4 times in the face as he runs up the steps, and if I don't kill him, you can get him?
Well, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to telepathically communicate with all of my cohorts simultaneously and remind them that we need one alive to question. And then I will resume my turn.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So all the tentacles are going at Tralt.
Okay. That'll hit.
All right. And that's actually, let's see. No, yeah, I'll reel him and I'll bite him.
Okay.
And I will be attempting to do non-lethal damage.
Biting
Darwick
him
can
as
stabilize
a
the
roper.
dead.
If you don't think that I can do
I think
that,
you
then I
can.
won't.
I think you can. It's just it's an interesting. You carefully just nibble at his.
Bite his legs off.
Yeah, but his legs up.
No.
He is looking fairly weak. He is not dead though. Not unconscious
Can
anyway.
I ask the question?
Perfect.
If he eats someone and then unpolymorphs, is that still in Loic's belly?
I thought about this. It says that everything, we did the Remorhaz battle. You remember? That was like a rare circumstance in which we thought that perhaps Taemon's feet was still sticking out, but really the spell does say anything on you is also transformed. So I would assume that's also anything in you.
I think he means the chunks of whoever of trait.
They magically go wherever the physical form of the roper went.
So you'll have human meat in your stomach when you transform.
And I'm saying that's probably not probable.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So you've bitten into him. You dealt 18 points of piercing damage. He's looking very weak, very tired, and very scared. Gamble.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you surrender, you live. Otherwise, you get more of the hammer. And I wave the hammer in front of his face. And then I'll just wait. And if he struggles and writhes, I'll smash him in the face. But if he surrenders, I'll let it go. And I'll just set that reaction.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
I mean, I think Loic should be the intimidation check. I'm just stating the truth.
I can't even help you. I'm not even proficient.
Neither am I. Just hope the DC is low.
Okay. He's freaking out. He is frightened. He's going crazy. He immediately attacks the tendril wrapped around him.
So
As you see he's going for the attack, go ahead and smash him in the head. Six points of bludgeoning damage, unfortunately, is not enough.
Can I get my second attack in? Since it's my attack action?
You aren't readying an attack action, you are using your the ready action to make an attack. So no. So it will make an attack against the tendril. That's a 13 to hit, so that's going to fail. Second attack is a 17 to hit, so that's also going to fail. He's just freaking out. Danrik.
Danrik soothe the beast with his...
we could charm person.
Suggestion lasts longer if we want to keep him around for a while.
I don't think so. We just want him to stop fighting so someone's alive. Oh, just hammer him into unconsciousness and we can wake him up later.
Sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Alright, so should we just run Danrik up and he's going to get the hilt of his rapier? I think he's got a rapier.
Yep.
And he's just gonna try and knock him out with the rapier. How about that?
We're all sharing the same page for Danrik, so it keeps moving around as we're all trying to look at it.
Is that enough?
It is almost enough.
Well, we don't want to kill him, so is it 1 point?
You guys have an uncanny ability of taking things down to 1 hit point before killing it.
Well, that's exactly what we want to do. We're trying to knock him out, not kill him.
Mm-hmm. So he's on 1 hit point. He's end of the match. He's dazed. The stars running around his head. Artir, finish him.
Artir will use his action to intimidate the survivor.
Do not test us. We will kill you. We will kill you so much you will be dead twice over.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
To go back to normal and intimidate.
He immediately stops, stares you right in the eyes. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Drop your weapon.
Don't.
Drops. Please don't let it eat me. Okay, so now that he is intimidated into effectively listening to you and he is your prisoner, we will exit combat. Everything slightly calms down.
I'd like to use one of my tentacles to stroke the edge of his cheek.
Can we? Danrik's got this ability, so every 6 seconds he can heal people up. So he's got about 3. He must have. Well, it's 2 rounds since I cast it, so he must have at least another 8 of those. So,
yeah, you do.
So can I just roll that a few times and then distribute it between me and Gamel?
Yep. I'll even let you choose. You can either roll 2d6 plus 4 8 times, or roll it once and multiply it.
Multiply it. That's fine.
Okay.
What if he rolls? What if he rolls two
Yeah,
ones?
8 times will get you an average. Multiply it. If you got a good roll, great. If you get a bad roll, bad.
Oh,
You know
right.
what? Do it once. Do it once. Maybe you'll roll high.
Yeah, that's that. You know, Roll20's been really working for us tonight.
I've noticed we say that, but our saves have been on point.
Yeah,
We
they
save
have
like
been.
everything.
So many saves.
Right, 10. So 10 times 8. 80.
So that you have 8 lots of 10 hit points to give out.
Okay. How bad's Cameron?
I could use 5 of those to be up to. No, I don't need 5. I need 4 of those to be almost full health.
Okay, we'll do a 50-50 split.
So you each get 40 points?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't need 40 points. I need less than that. 30 points, and I'm almost full health. So I'll
Okay.
take 30, you can take the rest.
50. Okay, cool.
So what are you guys doing now that you have your prisoner?
So when these guys died, did they all die, or did some of them just go into a dying state?
Loot.
Curse their their sudden yet inevitable betrayal. But Gamble, if he can stabilize people, will.
They have all died.
Loot.
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 Murder hobo. Alright, so go ahead and roll an investigation check. See what you can find.
It's also for like trying to find, like clues to what exactly. We're not sure why they attacked. We got the idea that something Loic said set him off, but
Well,
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
they work for a big giant red dragon who doesn't like the giants. We were about to leave to go
crap,
fix the
investigation.
giants. I think it's 2 and
That was
2
crap.
together.
Anybody else want to help me? Hey,
Loic.
Find something.
Gamma will help on investigating the people because he'll strip them out of their armor and try to be figuring out burial or cremation situation options here.
Okay.
So he'll be stripping armor.
Alright, these cultists, unlike the cultists that were all killed in the dragon attack when you guys were with them, these cultists, underneath their cloaks and robes, is a set of chainmail armor. In fact, Brassic's chainmail armor looks a little bit better than everyone else's.
Really? Because I just split him in half.
True, so that... I won't go into the
The
mechanics.
two halves of the armor look pretty good. You
Yeah.
put back together, okay.
The weapon that is in your hands, Aaron, or no, in the bag of holding, was Brassic's. Everyone else just had basic short swords on them. They have nothing on them that indicates anything like evidence-wise or anything like that. However, do you search the rest of the ship?
Yeah.
Well, while we're on the deck, we need to have a conversation, guys, because we need to go to Maelstrom, but we just commandeered this vessel. So what do you want to do about that?
So I say, Loic,
What I want to know is
Loic, can
what's
you
the name
transform back into a person? Your visage is
Their
off-putting.
tightroper still just
Telepathically in response, I would, but someone should take the prisoner from me first.
I grab the prisoner.
We've been in this boat before. Do we recall any like manacles in the basement?
There were no manacles on the ship itself. You've never taken prisoners on board this ship before.
But we know
However,
there's chain and rope downstairs in the hold.
There's
right?
plenty of chain and rope. You can very quickly, and he is scared of Altair, like terrified of him. So he's kind of complacent at this point.
Okay. It's just there's rope on the harpoon guns. Let's just wrap him up in the operate from the harpoon gun for the time being.
Okay. So you tie him up.
And then it's kind of like, all right, okay, what set them off? Because I really want to know.
Right. So, Lois gonna dust himself off and adjust himself a little bit and walk over to the prisoner.
Aaron's gonna default back to like human form. He's gonna be.
Okay. So what are you doing with him?
I'm about to ask an exacting query, but I'm checking the rules on it first.
Exacting query?
It's the psionic ability where I can ask them a question. Okay, make an intelligence saving throw.
Should we have Danrick cast Zone of Truth?
He has to answer me truthfully.
Oh, okay.
That's if he makes the save, right?
Yes.
So if he fails the save, he has to answer truthfully. Right.
Okay.
The difference is Zone of Truth, there is no save, but he doesn't have to answer. Right. Okay, cool. So what's the save?
Well, first I have to ask a question.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry.
And I believe that it has to be under 10 words. Something like that. Nope, just has to be via telepathy. Okay. No limit. So why did you telepathically, why did Brassic decide to attack us now instead of any time before? Or staying until after we return to Maelstrom? You remember I said, never mind, it doesn't take any limits?
Oh, fair enough. Sorry. Fair enough. All right. So what's the DC on the save?
17.
He fails. He must answer truthfully. Brassic's orders were to use you to get to Maelstrom. Without you, we can't get there. You can see he's trying to stop himself from telling the truth, but he just can't.
Is he speaking that, or is he thinking that?
He responds via telepathy.
Oh, it forces him to respond via telepathy? Okay.
Yes.
So it does. Yeah. So
And I'll let everyone know about that, what he said.
And I will hold him close up to my face.
What do you want in Maelstrom?
one of the 5 dragon masks is in Maelstrom.
Well, you see, this is what I thought that Maelstrom may be a point of interest for you guys once I discovered what it was, but it still makes no sense that you would attack us before we go there. Why wouldn't you want to stay friends with us so that when we return, we might have this thing that you want? See, that's the thing. That was a dumb move, and he just got everybody killed.
You weren't supposed to get to Maelstrom. You were supposed to provide us with the way to get there.
They want a big conch line.
And y'all have been watching us for how long, and you thought this was possible? Well, you survived. Congratulations on that.
What should we do with him? Arr!
I can turn him into our mind slave if you give me a moment to rest.
How do we come back from Maelstrom? Have we figured that out yet?
I believe the conch also returns.
Because we would be ashamed for this vessel to just disappear.
We can put it into the harbour if we have a word. See if some of your blacksmith friends can look after it for us until we return to it.
I think we could probably put it. There is a harbor. There's a river through Mirabar, right?
Yeah.
There is a river. It's not a very deep river.
Sure. Well, this thing does not have much of a yeah. Okay, I guess we could leave it and pay the shipping fee. I wouldn't want anyone to guard it though, because if Clouth sends people after it, we wouldn't want people getting killed on our account. But we could probably leave it somewhere safe unless Clouth comes for it, and then try to pick it up later. Or we could take off with it, fly it into the sky, and then just leave it floating in the sky. And if the conch returns us, we can just return back to the ship.
I don't know anything about like thingy physics, but what if the ship isn't in the exact same spot in the air when we return and we fall hundreds of feet to the earth?
Look at Loic.
What?
We don't know how teleportation works. You tell us if that works.
What are you trying to do?
So if we take off with the ship, and then we all stand around and teleport out with the conch, and then later come back, can we teleport back to the ship?
I say we just leave it in the river.
All right, we'll leave it in the river. It's easier.
We've seen it desail. We desail it, make it undesirable, pay the shipping fee, and then come back for it.
Do we want to leave the elementals here? Alone?
They're
That's cute.
contained. I don't think they're going anywhere.
If they were going anywhere, they would have got out by now.
Well, if you guys want to take my suggestion from a second ago, give me about an hour or so to recharge, and I can turn Tralt into ours, and then perhaps he can watch the ship.
For how long is he ours?
A month.
Great. Do it. That'll be fine.
Okay. So let's rest for an hour.
What are you going to do with me?
We're going to make sure you survive. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give you your best chances of survival.
You are so lucky. You chose the wrong master. But the gracious Loic has bestowed his kindness on you.
And this
I
is true
imagine
kindness.
every time you do that, by the way, I imagine you've actually got his face right up in front of yours. You're talking to him right there.
Very much so, yes.
A lot of spit. I can see a lot of spit.
So he is a little complacent. He believes you that you are trying to keep him alive, but he does say Clouth knows. Clouth always knows. Clouth will come.
He's not coming anywhere near Mirabelle.
You want to be on Clouth's good side? Then you do not make enemies of us. We are the only ones who can get the Maelstrom. And Clouth wants to get the Maelstrom. So you will be on our side. And you will please Clouth. Urgh.
Yes, Mr. Otis. Yes. Okay. Whatever you command. And he shakes his head, and the dragon cultist mask drops off of his face. You see quite a young image now hidden behind the mask. Very wounded, very dizzy looking individual.
Can you ask him if there's anything on the ship that is worth knowing about?
The narrator will not enforce mercy upon me just because I now see your face. I will not be any kinder to you. You have Loic to thank for your life. Do not forget this. I would kill you where you stand. But while you are standing,
The narrator is the name of his god.
Roll a wisdom save.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Plus 4, 5.
That's already in there.
It's already included. Okay. You take 2 points of psychic damage as you try to push away the thoughts that you are a character in a game and the narrator exists.
okay. I do not know what overcomes. Oh, my headache.
He just screams so loud he gets a headache.
Alright.
Tell me, what
Anywho.
is on the ship? Tell me what you have here.
Just the stores, just the supplies. Brassic keeps a hidden lockbox. It's underneath the what's the word? The wheel.
The
I
helm.
can't think.
Oh,
The helm. There we go. It's just underneath the helm.
Very
Does Brassic's
good.
body have a key on it?
Aaron, you go over. Make a perception check as you go over to that area with advantage because you know roughly where to look.
You have pleased me with your answer. Know this, and be at ease.
All right. You see, cleverly disguised just underneath the stand that the helm is on, there is a slight divot in the wood that you can just easily slide across, and there is a small chest. It's about a foot long, about 6 inches deep, and about 6 inches tall, that you can just pull out of that little area.
Having been taking care of people's armor and stuff, and Brassic's body, presumably, did I find a key when I was going through it?
You did find a key on Brassic's body, a small little golden key
Great.
wrapped on
Here,
a
Aaron.
chain around his neck.
Throw it to Aaron.
check for traps. Or any
Perception check.
mechanics on it.
You do not see any traps.
I'm going to open it.
You open it up. Inside, you find that this is it's filled with 4 vials, each with a brilliant red liquid within them.
Healing potions? I don't want the healing potions too much.
They're healing potions.
Healing potions. I'm going to feel around the box and just make sure there's nothing else in it.
That's all that's in there.
Okay. Are they normal healing potions, or are they greater, or can I tell?
You give them a little sniff. You start looking at them, and you notice that these are in fact 4 supreme healing potions.
Supreme?
Supreme.
It's just higher than superior.
Higher than superior.
Oh boy. They're actually in our tier.
Jace?
These are
No,
very good.
Not our tier.
So Aaron's got a superior in his bag, and he's gonna. Wow, this looks even better than this.
I'd like to.
These are good, like.
I'd like to sit down next to Troll and engage in conversation with him. I say,
Oh.
you know, I've been meaning to ask for a long time. I just haven't been able to because things have been busy. We've been busy. How does one find oneself in the service of Klauth, the Red Dragon? Because, you know, that's not normal for a person. What did he like? I assume he did something for you to earn your loyalty. Or did he just take it?
I've been in the cult for a very long time. I earliest I can remember, I was wearing the black. We weren't always following live dragons. The cult originally, like we focused on bringing dragons back from the dead. I was able to witness once a Dracolich being formed, but it didn't go well. It was during one such ceremony where we tried to bring forward a Dracolich that Klauth himself came to us and showed his immense power. It was terrifying and wonderful at the same time.
I understand.
We couldn't do anything but follow.
Well, you've now been presented with a turning point in your life. This is what I assume to be the first time you have the opportunity and the choice to stop following him, knowing where he will lead you, because obviously to him you are all expendable. Do you want to be expendable?
Clouth will kill us all in the end anyway.
We have powerful friends too. Okay. All right. Well, just think about it. Think about this big, beautiful, wide open world and all the plains beyond it, and how far you can reach away from Clouth's gaze, and the very myriad of ways that you can exist outside of a shadow.
I will think.
All right, Aaron, where's that thing you put in your bag?
Okay.
Let's
So you
get
grab this smoky weapon. Again, just like normal, it has that tinge of magical essence. You spend 10 minutes identifying it.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Okay. You learn very quickly that this is a 9 lives stealer blade. It is considered a rapier, so it counts as a +2 rapier. But if you crit with the weapon, the target must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. If it fails, if the target has fewer than 100 hit points, it has to make the Constitution saving throw. If it fails, it is auto-killed. Just dead. No matter what.
Well, its eyes widen.
Yeah. It is insta-death. There is no save to that. It is a scary thought, especially for Loic.
Yeah, I look up at Aaron and I say, this is like a Black Razor's little brother. We are lucky as all the hells that its power wasn't used on us.
What are you saying?
It has the ability to steal a person's life, like, instantly.
Okay.
How many times were you hit with that thing?
A couple. Feeling some nasty digs in his arms and legs. Nothing critical.
Well, it is a rapier, and I see that there is a member of our party that presently wields a rapier.
It also requires attunement.
Well, we're about to wait an hour for me to rest.
Yeah.
I will look around and assume that my compatriots know who I'm talking about, and if I'm not stopped, then I will walk over to Danric.
Cool.
And I will do the graceful little, my lord.
By the power of... No.
You're gonna have to bend over pretty far though to present it to him.
Little halfling picks up the blade that in this rapier is pretty long compared to him. It feels right in his hands. Feels comfortable. Yes, this will be nice. When Danric is back next week, he will have the 9 lives stealer. So, you guys spend an hour having a rest on the ship, or are you doing something else? Don't forget you still have Harshnag inside the city of Mirabar itself, waiting for you.
Well, if it's gonna take an hour, have we decided that we're gonna put the boat in the harbor?
Yes, you decided that.
Okay. So,
Aaron would request if Gamal would be okay running in just to tell Harshnag, and then me.
Right. So I've got a bunch
the
of short
ship.
swords and chainmail and a bunch of junk that, since I'm a dwarf, I don't get encumbered. I can just drag that all into town, sell it all at the guild, tell Harshnag what's going on, and meet you guys all at the pier.
Can you organise with the guard to let them know that we are lifting the ship up and request that we can put it in the docks?
I'll arrange a berth.
Not to shoot
I need give me 100 gold out of the common pot, just so I've got enough to pay whatever expenses, and we can go from there. Actually, I've got my own money, I think, so I can just do that.
Speaking of which, I have money to give to all of you.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's split up some gold. I'll go into town. I'll take care of all the arrangements, and then if you guys can just fly it over to the pier in probably an hour and a half, because it'll take an hour for Loic to rest up, and then doing his thing, and then flying over, and I'll have everything arranged for you.
Okay.
Let's take
So
it over.
while everyone is doing that, while Gamel heads out to try and arrange a position for them to be able to dock the boat, and while everyone is resting and then bringing the boat around, we're going to take a 15-minute break. Be back in 15 minutes, where we will continue with the story from that point on. Okay. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for sticking with us. So, we just finished the battle with Brassic. The party had managed to quickly deal with the cultists, but managed to keep one of them alive. After talking with that one individual, they kind of brought him around to their way of thinking. Perhaps he can be a normal citizen and not a slave of Klauth, the Red Dragon. The party then split up. Firstly, Gamel ran back to the city with all of the equipment and gear that they had recovered from the cultist bodies. He then quickly sold it for scrap metal, more or less, because it was damaged and broken, and then brokered a deal to be able to use the dock in the harbour of Mirabar, just on the side of the south side of the city, I believe. Yeah, where they would be able to house the ship for 10 days. During that time, everyone on the ship was able to take a short rest. So Loic, you spend an hour resting and recuperating, and the plan is to then get the ship into Mirabar Bay. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so walk up to Troll, let him know what's going on, and tell him I'm about to cast a spell on you. This is the only way that we're going to be able to trust you, so it's going to be the only way you can live. So try not to fight it as best you can. I know it'll feel funny, but I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, I'm going to tell you to protect yourself while you're out there.
Roll a persuasion check. Okay. I trust you.
Okay.
Go for it.
Here we go. Now I will put him into a trance for a minute while this starts to attempt to take a hold.
You place a magical command on a creature. Okay, so you're putting him in a trance while Gase is taking control.
Did you change the name of that enchantment to Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's actually the name of the spell.
That's the actual
Yes.
name of it?
That's the actual name of the
Gias.
spell. Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay,
Alright,
so
yes.
you place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. Okay, so you have it in a trance. What's allowing you to put it in a trance?
What's allowing me to put it in a trance?
what's
My magic.
giving you- Okay, it sounds like you are using one mechanic to make it so that he is forced to fail this mechanic.
Oh, no. No.
Okay,
I
alright.
simply asked him to not resist it, that's all.
Alright. He tries, his gut reaction starts kicking in to try and resist, but then he calms down. Whew. Okay. And the spell ends up triggering. He
Okay.
accepts. He didn't push it away. What was the command that you gave him?
You are my servant now, instead of Klauth.
I am your servant now.
And the words instead of Klauth is to imply that he serves me like he would serve Klauth.
Okay. Alright. Anything else?
That's it for the actual Gias.
Okay. So he just calmly... Okay. How can I serve?
Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the boat in the river. Gamel's run off to make sure that it's got a spot and it's paid for and everything is great. So we're going to have you stay on the ship while we run off. And when we return, we will reconvene and hopefully you will still be here with the ship. And I want you to keep your eyes open because obviously, Klauth knows about the ship and he can probably scry on it as an object. So I want you to be very careful. Hide when you can. Maybe don't stay on the boat 24/7. Take precautions to maintain stealth. You're just kind of there to deter anyone who wants to take the ship. If it comes to someone trying to take the ship or coming after you to get the ship, do not sacrifice yourself for the ship. Your life will be more important in the long run. You understand?
Yes, sir. I understand. I will do it.
Good. If you get separated from the ship, and we will not know where to find you, take this. And I give him a half of the sending stone set that I got from Zolto. You can communicate once per day using this.
Hello.
Hello.
But now that's used up for the day.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
He puts it in his pack. Thank you, Loic.
Do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna get the ship back up into the air and try to set it back down the river, right?
Yep. Now that there is no more crew, and Trout is very injured and he's struggling, he's not really going to be able to be much help right now. You all work together. You raise the ship up.
Aaron's going to be. Are you sure he's okay? You sure he's under your control? Right?
I will inside check him. Might as well.
Go ahead and inside check him. You feel 100% confident that you can command him to do anything short of suicide.
Yes, I'm confident. I can feel it.
Aaron will cast Cure Wounds on him.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So I'll do it at first level. I'm swinging too much.
Okay.
Oh.
It's enough for him to be able to jump on the actual rotators at the bottom to help guide and maneuver the tight corners of the ship when you're actually coming into land. But together you all work. It's a bit clunky at first, getting used to how it works, getting the right mechanisms. You know the theory, but you've never actually physically practiced it. So it takes a second, but eventually you land the ship in the harbour where Gamel is waiting on the dock, waving you in, using his guns as indicators, coming this way, and you land the ship in the harbour. Immediately dismantled balloon, tuck it away. It is now a mundane ship, more or less.
Can we speak to the because I'm under the impression the Mirabar is covered in lots of artillery.
Absolutely.
And lots of guys. It is a very defensive town, and I would like to stress that if the balloon goes up and we haven't spoken to them first, to shoot the ship down.
Well, I believe I already
yeah.
clarified. I spoke to him so you guys could land safely, and we have to pay up and settle accounts before we leave anyway. So they won't. Even if it were us, they wouldn't let us go until we talk to them first.
Yeah, pretty much. But I just want to say, shoot it down, because they won't be us.
Aye, Captain.
Cool.
Okay. Next to Gamel, Harshnag has also stepped over to this side of the city. Things are a bit concerned, so he doesn't care about what the citizens think. He strolls right through the city towards the docks with Gamel, and they're both there waiting for you. He turns up. Right. What's the plan?
I think we need some rest.
You just slept just a couple hours ago.
Yeah. How bad are you hurt, Aaron? I'm ready to go. Is there any reason we should delay?
I think Damwick's used quite a little bit of magic. Seems like he used a bit of magic in that, so he was keeping me alive by the looks of it. Thanks a lot, man. That's my man. And what about you, Doc? How tapped out are you feeling?
Peachy.
If you guys are good to go, we can go.
I'm intending not to get into a fight as soon as we get there. Hopefully.
Yeah, we intend to do that a lot, and it doesn't always happen, so...
Yeah. But it being a city, maybe first thing is we find an HQ before we go try to talk to anybody.
Do not worry. Between myself and the littlest one, we could be very persuasive.
Well, do we know exactly where the conch is going to land us? Is this going to land us in at the center of the core, or is this going to land us somewhere in the city that's outside of the core?
My
The
best guess
only
is
thing you know, like for certain, the only thing you know when you identified the conch is that blowing into it will teleport you to Maelstrom. That's all it said.
yeah. My best guess is that it will definitely be within the bubble, within the livable area.
So we could teleport a bunch of humans teleport into the middle of a giant's court.
I take offense at that, sir. Some of us are dwarves.
I'm not even human. I'm only half. What I'm trying to say is, we could end up being in the middle of their court, looking like a security risk or a threat. We're not giants. We shouldn't have this conch, and we could end up in the middle of it, and we could end up in a fight. So my question is, are you prepared to do that? Not quite 100%.
Me? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all I did was turn into a roper, and I just used the Gios, but I'm still feeling pretty. I mean, I could do another Gios.
I'm good.
I walk up to. Can we confirm this guy's name? Is his name Trait or Tralt?
It's Trolled.
Oh.
I've seen it.
Originally, it's Trolt. I mistyped it when I copied it into an actual character sheet for him. It is Trolt.
Okay, so I walk up to Tralt and I slap him on the back. It says, "Welcome to the team, my friend. You are on our side. This is a good side to be on."
Yes, you keep telling me that, but you also keep hitting me. Please stop hitting me.
You'll get used to it. And I slap him on the back again.
Unfortunately, that's true. You just kind of have to get used to it. But don't worry, I'll build you a back plate. It'll be helpful.
Okay.
Ah, yes. And before we actually depart here, you can have this back, and I'll hand him back his dragon cultist mask. Again, if Klaus scries, it may be helpful if you were wearing this so that he is none the wiser that anything is amiss.
Has Klaus scried in the last hour?
I don't know. I don't know when or how often he does.
Loic, I was kind of specifically asking Loic with that one.
Oh, sorry.
Loic was here.
I haven't seen or sensed anything, no.
Okay, let's put the mask back on.
Agreed. Puts it back on. His whole stance just kind of takes a different air about him when he puts the mask on. Not like a different person, but he's assuming the role of cultist again.
Have we still got the cultists? Like, we've just killed Brassic and stuff, but we got their robes and shit. Have we? We haven't got rid of the bodies yet.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure, Aaron, you also in your bag of holding still have a few cultist cloaks and masks from the first time.
I've got my one, yeah. Okay. Is it worth getting, if they haven't scried yet, is it worth getting a bunch of people to dress up and just be on the ship? It would throw Cloud off.
It would, but then we'd have to be trusting a bunch of people with our explanations as to why we're wanting them to do this. I mean, unless we pay them well enough, but I'm not giving them any of my money.
Worst case scenario, we leave, and then Clouth reclaims the ship while we're gone. Best case scenario, we come back and we get to keep it. But before this whole scufferoo, that was the situation anyway. So let's just move on and hope that by the gods' good graces we get to keep the ship. But if not, then we're not out anything we weren't expecting.
I'm more or less not worried about the ship. I'm more or less worried about not alerting Cloud to a failure of his men.
And my friends, my smith friends.
The longer we keep him in the dark, the better.
I do not know the workings of the smith trade, but did you not have the stands where people adorn armor onto? Could we purchase maybe some of those from the smiths in this town and
mannequins?
Is that what you call them?
Scarecrows with armor?
We just the things that hold the armor. We put the cultist costumes on.
I don't think a dragon's gonna get fooled by that.
Yeah,
mountain
I
of
think we're
cloud.
thinking too far beyond the mark here. I mean, the amount of time and effort it would take to do that, we may go to Maelstrom, solve it, and come back. It would take a day or two to set up a convincing enough disguise, and Clouth probably could communicate directly with Brassic anyway, and Brassic's not here to answer.
I do, however, think that's a very funny joke, and if we wanted to piss him off, we would do just that.
It was
All
not
right,
my
so-
aim. It was not my aim. I am sorry for the stupid suggestion.
No.
I think unless this is a very important, personally important matter to each of us, we should simply get out our swords and our shields and stand back to back and blow that conch and move onward. Every day, Sword Coast suffers greater peril as more and more giants are incursioning upon the land, and
As
further
Gamble-
delay is unwarranted.
As Gamble's talking, I've already pulled out the instant fort and drawn the conch from within, and then closed it back up.
Harshnag steps forward. Thank you for all that you've done. Giant kind is better than what they've seen over the past couple of weeks, and hopefully, once you figure out what happened to King Hecaton, things will go back to normal.
Are you
and
coming with
peace
us
can
as
be
well,
restored.
Harshnag, or are you staying behind?
I cannot
Don't tell us you've changed
set foot in Maelstrom.
your mind, huh?
I can't set foot in Maelstrom.
Well, guard this ship, and trap Chalt over here if you can.
I'll keep an eye on him. as much as I
Yes,
can.
he's definitely on our side, like magically insured to be. So I would say more so try to help him survive.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on him.
Thanks. And he's got one of my sending stones, so if you need to talk to me, use it.
Okay. As soon as you're done, as soon as it's done, find me.
Okay.
You blow on the conch.
Insight
Well,
check.
Insight check.
I want to know
Who are
why he. I want to know why he's all of a sudden changed his mind about going.
Roll an insight check. You don't see any sort of deceit behind it. There must be some genuine reason why he can't set foot in Maelstrom.
I mean, I'm going to ask him. Why can't you ask? Why can't you? What's the change of heart? Why can't you step foot in the Maelstrom? This would be a lot easier if we had a giant by our side.
Just before Imrith came to the Eye of the Allfather and destroyed the place, I was able to get one last vision and instruction from Anam himself. It simply said that I will have a choice. Should I set foot in Maelstrom, a chain of events would occur that could lead to the end of Frost Giant kind.
Valid reason.
I do not know why, but I believe while you are in Maelstrom, I will be required for something here, which if I am not here for, my kind will be lost.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Loic, are you able to make us understand giant kind before we transport over there?
Not all of us at the same time, but if you want to.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious, because I do not speak the tongue natively. I will rely on you to translate.
Whelm can translate for us as well, telepathically, being the marvelous peak of dwarven craftsmanship that he is.
Well, he can speak to you telepathically.
That's all that really matters, isn't it?
I can speak to everyone else telepathically, so I'll be the whelm for everybody else.
Whelm can
says
speak
out
aloud.
loud. Yeah, out loud he says the equivalent of Ablo Giant. In Giant. Okay.
All right, let's get this party started.
I get my sword out and ready.
Musket out.
I'm going to get the sword out, but not look aggressive with it. It's just prepared.
I will lean it on my
who is
shoulder
blowing it?
to be more casual.
We're not there to start a fight, guys. Just be prepared for one.
Who is blowing the conch?
Me.
Okay. Everyone needs to be touching you when you blow it.
Take a tentacle. Everybody take a tentacle.
Can we just have Loic in the middle and everyone else back up to him so he's in the middle, but he's surrounded by everybody. So no matter how we land,
Actually, grab me because you remember what
seeing where-
happened with Aaron and the cubic gate.
Oh, that's a
Let
good
that
point.
happen again. Just everybody grab me firmly.
Hard this time.
Okay. So, as you blow into the horn, a huge spray of colors just suddenly blast out the other side of the conch. It circles all of you completely, and the world just starts to fade away and then shift purpley as the lights disappear, and you should all be here. You find yourselves very small in comparison to the immensity of the room before you. You are in an enormous audience hall. Behind you appear to be what looks like huge staircases, but more like an amphitheater for giants behind you. Immediately in front of you, you see there is a pool of water that is a brilliant blue, shining, but the whole area just has this strange dark blue purple hue about it. On the other side of this circular pool are 3 thrones with a single female giant sat in the middle throne. She sits there with a scepter in her hand, this tall, dark-skinned storm giant, long blue hair. The throne that she's sitting on, the central throne, is a strange one in comparison to the rest. The other chairs look like they are just made out of wood and stone, and just typical things that a throne would be. Nice plush-looking pillows and cushions. It looks like a comfortable spot. However, the central throne, being much larger, actually takes on the image of you see dragon skulls for feet, and then the actual form of it looks like it's dragon bones that have been melted and shifted. And you take a double take and realize this throne is actually levitating off the ground, and on it the large woman speaks out loud, "Who dares come to my court?"
Does she say that in giant or common?
She says it in common, because she assumes you do not speak giant. "Come forth, little ones, small folk. You are welcome here."
I put my sword back.
Queen Regent Sarissa, is it?
Yes, I don't have the pleasure. Who am I addressing? Who is addressing me?
My name's Loic. This is my companion Artir. We have come here with my friends Gamel, Aaron, and a new companion, Danric. We've heard that things have been a bit chaotic for your people recently. We've come to see how we can help you.
I do not know what needs to be done with to save my people. What do you know of the strife of the giant kind?
Not much, I'm afraid. We know that your father may have gone missing. And we know that there is a system that has been interrupted.
The ordning has been destroyed, and it must be reforged.
I have also been told by my master that the cause of these troubles was not initiated by giants.
Really?
This is what I have been told.
Who initiated it then?
My master did not say. He said he was not giants, though.
Perhaps there are some clues within your great city, and with our powers combined, we can figure out a little bit more about this.
Unfortunately, my city is... I cannot show you around more of the city. The recent affliction has caused some of the storm giants themselves to separate themselves from the court, and hence the rest of the court is not necessarily safe. I was expecting a visitor, but did not expect small folk.
May I
In
be...
separated, do you mean that your sisters have some influence on them?
My sisters have turned against the crown.
We hear that you are a kind and decent ruler, Crituitous. And
What?
preferably we would like to assist you in reclaiming some sort of order in here, if we can do that.
Jace, my friends, they have communed with the All-Father himself. They are charged with his holy mission to bring order back to your realm.
Have you been told how to do so?
We were told to come here and lend our aid to you.
To speak to you.
Indeed, specifically you, is what they were told by the All-Father.
You could lead us to King Hecaton.
I'm glad. I'm glad you've come. This is wonderful. Come closer. Come closer. Perhaps we can talk.
Casey, what are you doing? Have you learned nothing about throne rooms?
I am kind of checking out the throne a little bit. Obviously very curious about its magics.
Aaron, as usual, is suspicious. He's going to check for traps and crap.
All right, so roll a perception check. 20. All right. Loic, you also roll me a perception check. Is that Loic or Roic?
No, that is with my correct sheet. Just the name
cool.
change.
All right. So, and your passive is 16. All right. Aaron.
Well, is it site-based?
It is site-based, so you do have advantage. Yep. Okay. So, Loic, you're approaching, and you look at the looking over the throne. It is a mighty powerful throne, and you don't even need to touch it. You can see that there is magic coming off of it. Aaron, you catch this at exactly the same time as Loic does. As the Queen turns to look at the small folk that's approaching her, there is a flicker in her eyes. A little white bolt of energy seems to flicker from the side of her eye.
It's a shame none of us were in that bathhouse.
It's a shame none of you were in that bathhouse, as her smile begins to get wider and elongate and shift and change. into the great blue dragon, Imrith herself,
Shoot it!
presents herself.
Shoot it.
You shoot it straight away.
And that's what Gamble does when he gets scared. He just shoots
Yep.
things.
Telepathically, as he pulls the trigger, I will be communicating with my fellows to say if she's wearing the crown and she's sitting on the throne together, she cannot be harmed.
Does it look like she's on the throne and have the crown?
She sat on the throne, is not wearing the crown.
I'm shooting her. It's just how we roll.
You,
Go
that's how
ahead and
you
roll
roll.
initiative.
That is how Gamble rolls.
As she's shifting, she says, I'm so grateful you came to me.
I've been wanting to talk to you. This is great.
Man, your initiative rolls are pretty good. Danric, who's taking care of Danric?
Yeah, I didn't
Probably seem
realise.
to do pretty good with that.
I didn't realise I was going to get back into it straight away.
I can roll it quickly if you want.
No, I've got him now. So nice.
Man, I think that's the best set we've ever had. At 21, and she still goes fourth.
Poor
Right.
Loic, though, is standing right next to her. He's got 12.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Gamble. This is,
I trust the
great time to start a
giant
fight.
for way.
Okay. What is Danric gonna do? He sees the shifting and the changing. His reflexes are able to trigger faster than Gamel's. What's he gonna do? Against a gargantuan dragon.
Why would you shoot it?
I mean,
Just wanna
isn't this
double
the
check.
dragon that killed stuff? I mean,
Yeah,
either it'll
she
bounce
won't
off her,
fight something like that with raw force. Yeah.
either it'll bounce off of her and she'll laugh at me and nothing will happen, or it'll hurt her. And then if it bleeds, you can kill it.
Danwick, I'm going to suggest, is going to hold Erupt Earth. He's not
Okay.
sure exactly. Obviously, he doesn't know he's in. I'm going to go with Stephen being a new to the group. He wants to see what everybody else does. He's got a powerful spell. He's ready to use it. He's going to hold his action.
Okay,
He might
so-
move back a little bit and panic mode.
Okay, but he does cast the spell. So, Gamel,
All right. Oh, this is an excellent question because, well, I need to find out. Okay. Yep. I'm just going to shoot her with my musket and. Yeah. Oh, do I use a grip point? Nope. I'm just going to shoot. Just plain old. Woo!
Oh, if he's going to shoot, that's the way to shoot.
first attack of the this natural 20. She takes 22 points of 20 points of piercing and 2 points of acid damage.
Bonus action. He works the lever action on his rifle, loads in another shot, shoots her again. Oh gosh.
Another solid hit.
I was so worried about missing. I have this really great ability I wanted to use, but I was like, it's no good if I miss. I should hedge my bets a little bit. And yeah, anyway. So that was
Okay.
sad.
Anything
I'm
else
done.
from you, Gamel? Aaron.
Actually, nope. I'm gonna run away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run away and up some stairs. Actually, back against the wall there.
Okay, those are some pretty big steps. Okay, Aaron.
Oh, well, I'll do one shorter then.
Yeah, Aaron's pulling his bow. He's 1, 2, 3. He's going to do a bonus action dash to run behind this wall.
Okay.
I've still got 10 feet of movement, so I'm having Gamel's already set the stage for this. I imagine Danric is going to trigger before me, actually, saying that. So should we
Yeah.
cast the spell?
Since Gamel has fired upon it, go ahead and he figures, okay, let's kill this thing.
Yeah, it's all kicked off now. Any kind of talking's gone out the window by the looks of it.
Alright,
So he
let's go.
cast Erupt Earth.
Erupt Earth. And what does Erupt Earth do?
Didn't cast the spell there. So choose a point you can see on the ground within range. So he's going to put it right underneath the dragon. A fountain of churned earth erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. So, well, the cube obviously not including Moat. Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, she succeeds.
The ground in the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
Okay.
The rest is just half damage, so 6 there's going to be 8 damage.
Okay. Then, is that it for you then, Aaron?
So that was Danwick. Danwick's doing that. So
yes,
Aaron,
but then you, what are you doing?
So Aaron he's got the Hailfire bow. He will fire, he'll start firing with +1 arrow with his +1 ammo that he's got left.
Yep, go ahead.
24.
24 will hit. And roll the damage. 5 points of piercing damage.
Plus the Slayer. He'll take a second shot.
Unfortunately, a 20 will miss.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything yet, so I have advantage.
True. Yep. So 25, that hits.
And I'll take a sup dice with that as well.
Okay. Anything else from you?
Aaron's then going to move behind the wall.
Okay. At the end of your turn.
Is that the right? I also drew the difficult terrain from the erupting fountain.
Yes, which is perfect. Thank you. At the end of your turn, Aaron, she flaps her wings, so effectively coming out of the throne. She flaps up, moves about 15 foot high. This is a huge vaulted room that she has the space to do it. But everyone within 15 feet of her, which is Loic and Artir, must make dexterity saving throws.
It's a +5, not that it'll matter, but I'm standing next to her tier.
Okay.
Bye, guys!
Both of you get knocked to the ground with the gush of wind as you are knocked prone and take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Still, whew!
Just wind. So that's what happened at the end of Erin's turn. On her turn, however, she is going to fly to the center of the room to get away. She's still hovering, well, flying up in the air, moving about 15-20 foot above the air. She has 5 targets. Okay. She is going to turn and face Erin and unleash a huge lightning bolt out of her mouth. I need a dexterity saving throw from Erin.
I have advantage because of my armor.
Okay.
And that's the first time I've got to use it, and it's saved my ass.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, a 20 is still a failure.
Then I will cast lightning damage.
It is lightning damage.
I will cast Absorb Elements as a reaction.
Okay. So you take half damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 52 points of lightning damage.
At half?
At half.
Right.
but it is absorbed, at least. And that will end her turn. Oh, yeah, that'll end her turn. She's still in the air at this point. Loic, what do you do?
I will. It's a tight spot.
But at least it's used up now.
Yeah, I guess I will cast Mist of Gonadour on myself.
Okay. For those that do not know, what does Mist of Gonadour do?
It's like a personal fog cloud. It only covers my own form, so while I'm in it, it acts like heavy obscurity directly around me, so it gives disadvantage to people attempting to attack me.
Okay. Do you stand up at all? Or are you staying on the floor?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna try to move behind the chair.
Okay. Which chair? There are three.
The one on the Worm Skull throne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Loic?
Think that'll be. I can't even get around there yet. The difficult terrain will keep me from reaching that side, so I'll use my movement to go here. And that'll be it.
Okay.
Oh, as a bonus action, I would like to telepathically apologize for the rudeness of my compatriots.
To her?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to talk.
In common, she responds, I understand. Artir, what do you do?
How high off the floor is she?
She is 15 foot high.
Okay, so I will, as my bonus action, I will cast Hex.
Okay.
And I will be cursing, I guess, her strength.
Okay. So she has disadvantage on anything that involves strength, or is it just strength checks?
Strength checks, not saves.
Okay.
And then I will Eldritch Blast her 3 times.
Okay, go ahead. First one misses, second one, the other two saw right where they need to go, and they do hit.
Alright, and both get an extra d6 for the Hex.
Okay.
So an extra 4 each.
Okay. So these blasts hitting the side of it. Anything else?
I guess I used half of my movement to stand up before I did those.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Then she doesn't do anything. Actually, what's the range? No, she doesn't have the range on that. She's too high. Okay. So, Danrik. What does Danrik do? There is a huge dragon flying towards him.
He's too unlucky for this.
Can you cast?
This is the one time that Fairy Fire might actually help a lot if we are gonna try to fight him.
Oh, sorry. That was I was just looking at it. I didn't mean to roll that. Though, if we want to use it, that's fine.
And it's also a saving throw associated with it, so she has legendary saves and spend them that way.
Yeah, cast very far.
All right. Well, I hit the button, so Fairy
Okay.
Fire.
So she has to make a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC on that?
15.
Okay. She succeeds the dex saving throw. so it's not affected by the fairy fire.
I call out to Danrik.
Say, little one, run! Find help! Find other giants! Bring them back!
Okay. Gamel.
I'm gonna move him back.
Ooh. Gamel is going to peek around the corner. What is up with... He's going to peek around the corner, shoot at her. Yeah, I'm just going to shoot normal. Like, oh my gosh!
Oh, he's on it. Oh, he's on it.
Gamel is hot. He has hot fingers today. He's just boom. He's gonna reload really quick.
Gamel is drawing a lot of attention to himself.
He certainly is. Gamel's gonna do violent shot. So he's gonna use a grip point, and I'm just gonna shoot like normal. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna miss. 21.
Okay, a 21 will not hit.
Ooh. And then he's gonna duck back around the corner, and then that's it for Gamel.
Okay, Aaron.
Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Aaron, my vision is apparently linked to Gamel's vision, so when he ducks behind the corner, I can't see the screen anymore, for whatever reason.
Really?
Jeez.
That's really weird. For some reason, your token doesn't have any sight.
There we go.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else have a vision problem? Okay. Cool. So, Aaron, you move behind the throne?
Yeah, that hurt. Aaron's going to take one of those 4 supreme healing potions that he didn't distribute to anybody else.
Okay. So that's 10d4 plus 10.
No, sorry. 10d4 plus 10. Nice.
So many dice.
5.
35 points of healing. It's not too bad. Anything else from you, Aaron?
That's my action. I take it to drink that. So, no. I took opponent's action to dash, so I'm done. That hurt.
Okay. Alright, so it is Imrith's turn. She will fly down towards Artir and use her frightful presence. So, nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. So each creature of the dragon's choice, which is within 120 feet of her, which I believe includes everyone. Let's see how far Danrik is from her. Yep. Okay. So must make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this a magical effect?
This is a frightful presence. It is a wisdom save against becoming frightened by her. So it's not necessarily magical. Okay. So I've got Gamel, I've got Artir, I've got Aaron. I need Danrix and Loix. Who's rolling Danrix? For him. Okay. So, as she bears down, her wings seem to spread larger than they should. Her eyes almost turn to fire that's bright blue as she's bearing down on Artir. All of you are considered frightened by her as she reaches down with a claw attack on Artir. That will be an 18 to hit.
That misses.
Terrible. She will attempt a bite attack against you. That's a 30 to hit.
That hits.
You take 23 points of piercing damage and 12 points of lightning damage.
Is that half
she-
for him?
I'm not raging.
Oh,
Not raging yet. And then with her final claw attack, she will actually, instead of attacking you, she will attempt to grapple you. So, what was the con save for?
Maintaining concentration on Hex.
Ah, true. Fair enough. Okay, so she's going to try and grapple you. The Hex gives her disadvantage on
Yep.
strength checks. Please make either a strength or an athletics or acrobatics check.
nice.
Because she had disadvantage, as she swooped down to grab you, she's just unable to grab onto you and misses. That is all she's going to do for her turn. But, as I said, everyone is frightened of her. Loic, what would you like to do?
I glance over at Aaron and I glance over at Artir, and he's got this really deep frown on his face, like he's thinking really hard about something. And then he does a 180 and runs. And he's gonna run right here.
Loic, roll a perception check for me.
Sight-based?
Sight-based.
16.
You see a shadow in that room around the corner that's flickering of someone moving.
The one I'm
You
facing?
look- The one that you're facing. There appears to be a female, a huge female, wrapped in chains in that room.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from you, Loic?
Nope.
Okay. Artir.
Is there... how do I become unfrightened?
Okay, so a creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success.
Okay, so I am frightened at the beginning.
Loic, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw as well, just for the sake of it.
She just walked away. I will let her know when she returns.
Okay.
I will, with my bonus action, rage.
Okay.
Is the dragon on the ground now?
Close enough for you to attack.
Okay.
Yes.
This is sufficient. And I will attack twice. I am disadvantaged because I'm afraid.
Yes. Attacks while Imrith is in your presence, in your sight, you have disadvantage.
Alright. I will attack twice. 13 and 11.
Unfortunately, neither of them hit. Anything else from you, Artir?
We'll check and see if I am still afraid. Oh, it would have been a 14.
Still afraid. Okay. Loic. Hey, you back. Loic. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw. Okay, you are still frightened. Alright, at the end of Artir's turn, Imrith swings her tail around to whip at you. That's a 30 to hit.
This hits.
Okay, you take 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Halved.
Halved down to 15. Because you're raging.
22 down to 15.
Sorry. I was halving the 30 of the attack. Halved down to 11.
Very good.
Alright. So Danrik is up next.
Did Danrik fail his saving throw on being frightened?
Everyone did.
Because he has brave, so he gets advantage on the saving throw.
Okay, let me check what Danrik rolled. Danrik still failed.
All right.
He can't move forward. He can't move any closer to it when he's frightened, so he can't technically see anything.
You can't see anything in this room. There should be light sources. You know what? Let me just...
Is Loic frightened as well?
Yeah.
Because again, I'm reading, he has, Danrik has counter charm, which gives advantage to allies against being frightened or charmed. I think you rolled a nat 20 on your second roll.
Is this a charm effect?
It's a frighten effect.
What was it that did that, sorry?
Counter charm gives advantage to allies against being frightened or charmed.
Okay. In which case, Loic would not have been frightened.
And does a 21 prevent you from being frightened?
Yes, it does. So you wouldn't have been
Gamel
frightened
isn't either. Yeah.
Okay. So what is Danrik doing?
Oh, right. So there's. All right. So you created light. There's a big opening out the back here.
There is the doorway that you appeared right in front of. It is a huge closed door that appears to be sunken in about 5 foot within a tunnel.
Oh, okay. I get what that means now, because I just assumed that was an alcove and it's blocked off. We couldn't go through it.
Sorry, bad dynamic lighting on that.
Okay. Danrik at this moment can't go any closer.
No, we can't.
And
But he can run out and swear at the giants.
No, he can't, because he can't go into the alcove to go into the tunnel. The tunnel's underneath. We've taken it up above because we didn't realise we could go underneath, and he might have done that.
There's only about a 5 foot gap between the entrance of that alcove and the big gilded doors. So it's not like there's a place for you to go. You'd have to open the big doors. So what's Danrik doing?
Preferably, I think he'd be thinking about his own survival, but he's got nothing to get him out of the situation right now, has he? I'm thinking throwing up a stinking cloud right in front of her.
Okay.
Is everybody else against that? Because it would help Artir escape. It would create some cover which she could attack a little bit.
This is fine with me.
So yeah, he's going to put up stinking cloud.
Okay.
Right
on her.
Right on her.
Okay. The area just fills with the yellow cloud. We'll do the Constitution saving throws when everyone gets to their turn. If she fails, that'll be impressive. All right. Anything else from Danrik?
Big frightened. I'd imagine he would move away some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, then at the end of Danrik's turn, Imrith is going to whip at Artir one more time. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Is that got disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
That hits.
That's 12 points of bludgeoning damage, halved down to 6. Gamel, what are you going to do?
Being very concerned about not really having a way out. Where did Loic run to? The dynamic lighting prevented me from seeing where he went.
Sorry. Loic ran through a doorway at the far end behind the thrones.
Behind the throne. Okay.
Yep.
Being somewhat concerned about that, but confident that Artir can take care of things for a moment, Gamel is going to step around to the front, and he's going to... These doors are huge, right?
Huge.
Huge. In a moment of passion, Gamel is going to try to open that door, and with a supernatural strength he didn't even know that he had. So I'm going to spend 2 points. And I get +5 to strength checks, and I get advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
Till the end of my next turn.
Make an athletics check with advantage and add 5.
Can't it just be a straight strength check?
Athletics is a strength check.
I didn't add anything to that, so I need to add 5 to both of those.
Okay, so you have advantage, you said.
That's right.
Yeah. So a 20. You push. The door starts moving. It's not quite far enough to open completely, and as you push it, there's a little gap. You can see down the corridor. There's about 100-foot long corridor that has a huge opening, and there are lots of giants inside.
Let's see. I presume it's my action to push open the door.
Yes, it is.
So that's my move and my... Oh, is there enough room for me to... Have I opened enough for me to squeeze through there?
No, not enough.
All right, well, I guess
only enough for you to be able to see through it.
Is there enough to get my hand through there?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Aaron.
Aaron's frightened. He saw Loic book it. He's gonna follow suit and try and find another way.
So go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me, by the way.
At what point does Aaron start seeing?
As soon as you move 5 foot more,
Okay.
the point where you can actually see into the room here, you should be able to see a giantess in chains.
That looks like the facade that our friendly dragon was.
Looks similar to the facade that she had taken. Not exact, but similar.
Okay, so Aaron is going to use, I think that's 45 feet, so I've got another 3 foot, and then I'm going to use another dash action. So that's my movement. Bonus action dash, right?
And action dash.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To there. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's 5, 6.
Stepping into this room clearer, you can see that this looks almost like an office room or a war room. There's a huge shell-shaped table that has maps and flags all over it, and sure enough, tied up in chains that appear to be glowing a little bit with a blue energy, is this female giant tucked away in the corner.
Alright, Aaron's going to put his bow away, and that'll be his turn.
At the end of your turn, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Is she wearing a crown?
She is not wearing a crown. No.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
So I still get this advantage because of... That was nearly a 19. I am going to use a superiority dice to add to that 15.
Okay.
I'm hoping that an 8 is enough to do that. Come on. So that's 21.
You are no longer frightened. Okay.
Yeah.
Your mind clears. You are able to focus a little bit better. That damn dragon. All right. Anything else from you, Aaron? So it is now Imrith's turn. Artir is still frightened of her, I believe.
Jace.
She needs
is
to make
going.
a Constitution saving throw because she
does need to make a Constitution saving throw.
For whatever that's worth.
What's the DC?
15.
She succeeds.
Oh! I thought you were going to do it for a minute. Just close.
Alright. She uses her first attack to reach down with her claws to grab Artir. Artir, make an athletics or acrobatics check. She has disadvantage. Okay. She grabs hold of you with her action. You are now grappled by her. You're not restrained or anything, but as soon as she grabs you, she can't do its same action. She has to wait. Okay. She flies with you in hand up into the sky above the central whirlpool and shouts down to everyone, "I will kill him if you do not give up your folly of a quest to stop me. Pitiful children." Loic, what do you do?
I really want to go save Artir and be the big man, but that's not how Loic do. He's all about maintaining his own survival right now because this is a dire circumstance. So the best way he knows how to do that is to run up to the prisoner. What is she wearing?
So a description of her. Can you see her?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So she's wearing a long, flowing grey robe that appears to be made out of dark seaweed, almost, that just hugs her form perfectly. She is very slender looking, long grey hair. She's, very grey. Like, everything is just grey.
I will look up at her and say, "Madam, I apologize profusely for my request. However, I would not be asking if my life did not depend on it, and I would owe you. Can I please hide in your skirt?" I will owe you. I am a wizard. I can do things.
Everyone's going to look at him confused. What?
Unable to respond and speak, she just looks at you with a curious look, as opposed to the fear that was in her eyes a moment earlier. Roll a persuasion check. See if you can get up quick. Cyrus's skirt.
It's for a good cause.
I still can't see any of your rolls. Oh, there we go.
14.
I still can't see Aaron or
I made it
Loic.
a sweet deal.
That's because they've gone around a corner.
That's right.
You see her shoulders shrug and look down to all of the chains. She couldn't stop you even if she tried.
I promise I won't make this awkward.
You climb underneath her skirt. You are now underneath the seaweed of her skirt. Okay. Anything else from you, Loic? I imagine how this looks from Aaron's position. He sees this chained up woman, and Loic runs up and into the dress.
Yeah, Aaron's like, let's have this. My process is this is actually the actual Sarissa. I'm thinking that, and I'm like, let's set her free and get the giants on side. This guy, complete survival, love it.
Anything else, Loic?
So, while I'm up under there, I would actually like to wrap my tentacle around her ankle and kind of lift myself up off the ground so that my feet can't be shown underneath her skirts. I'm gonna kind of just grab her ankle and cling onto it.
Okay.
That was what you were thinking, dude.
Okay.
Be like, thank you. You saved my
Artia,
life.
what would you like to do?
All right, I will drop my rage. I will place my hand on my chest and give myself 30 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
I suppose that's actually wouldn't have been necessary since lay on hands isn't casting a spell. But whatevs, I will bonus
That's okay.
and re-rage. And I will try to break my fear.
Okay, so wisdom saving throw. That'll do it. You're no longer frightened. All right. At the end. So.
Oh, can I look down? What? She hovered over the water and threatened to kill me. Is there anything ominous about the water below me?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
You have no idea. No idea whatsoever.
You don't have the courage to kill me, you stupid reptile!
What is Danric gonna do?
Curiously, I don't recall. Did Danric make a wisdom save at the end of his last turn?
He didn't.
I can't recall him doing that. Can I do one for that to see if he's broken?
Yep, go ahead.
I don't think it's possible for him to break this. Not without a natural 20. So,
He's as far away from her as he can get.
alright, being a bard,
Mhm.
I'm going to hope he's got a really loud voice because he's going to shout, "Dragon!" as loud as he possibly can.
Okay. Attempting to make the noise go possibly underneath the tunnel.
Out as like projected. He's a bard. He wants to project that voice as loud as he possibly can. He's scared as well. He's just completely
Okay.
petrified. And he's screaming it.
You guys in the far room that you're in, you definitely hear that. Okay, Gamel, what are you gonna do?
Okay, I got a question. How does the double move action work?
Okay, so you can move just on your turn. You can move up to your speed.
Right. Well, let me get through a question. Let's suppose I hold my action so that if Artier gets dropped, Gamel runs and does a flying leap to like grab him and like bowl him over so you don't fall into the water. Is that possible?
So you use the ready action to ready a dash
Right.
upon the circumstances of him being dropped.
Right.
Could you make it, well, in terms of distance, if you move on this turn, you'd be able to make the distance. Like if Artir is dropped, you expect him to be dropped over this pool of water.
Right.
So for you to be able to get in the right position, you need to be running and also jump.
I've got that kind of plan in my head. I just want to know if I plan to do that, do I have any other action I can still do this turn?
No,
Or is that going to be it?
that is your action.
I'm going to
You
yell
can
through
do
that.
bonus action stuff.
Right. Well, that's. All right. So I'm going to use. Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to switch my focus to mastery of air, and I'm gonna yell through that crack as well. Finally, the dragons have won. We have slain your queen. We rule everything. Ha 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 ha. Okay. You know how when you're being attacked, you don't yell help, you yell fire, so people come because they think there's a fire, right? So if there are a bunch of giants out there, I want them to think that I'm a dragon saying we won and we killed the queen, so that they'll come in running kind of prepared for that, not just... Anyway, point is, I yell it, and I ready an action. If Artira's dropped, I'm going to take a dash action.
Okay. Aaron. Are you going to join Loic?
Onto the sky. No,
This is my hiding spot.
Aaron is gonna be like Sarissa in a.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is she manacled? Like, is she manacled around the face? Is that why she's not speaking, or is it?
She's not manacled, but the chains that are around her seem to be restricting her. They don't look like they should be restricting her motion, but they look like they are. They're definitely magical in some form, so the reason why she can't talk is probably because of the chains.
I can't dispel magic. Aaron's not. I'm hoping a magical item can destroy a magical item. So Aaron is going to take Terminus and try and break the chains.
Okay.
Taking away my hiding spot.
Go ahead and attack Queen Sarissa.
I'm not attacking Queen Sarissa.
You're attacking her chains.
I'm attacking her chains. I'm going to try and free you. I'm going to make her aware. I'm going to try and free you. Right?
Now these chains are big chains. Like each link in the chain is probably a good 2-foot circle. So it's not going to be too difficult to hit the chains. Go ahead and attack the chain. Could the chains technically be considered prone?
Definitely. They're incapacitated even. It's a coup.
She gave them out willingly.
You hit the chains, a shock of blue light spreads from them, and you see a crack in the metal. It's not destroyed yet. A couple more attacks might be able to do it, but...
Am I getting the crit?
Yeah, you're getting the crit.
Okay, alright, I'll attack again.
Yep. The 23 will also hit. Another crack continues to grow.
And because I got a crit, do I get another attack?
Yes, you do. That's a great weapon master.
19.
A 19 will not harm it.
Oh.
You hit it, but it's not powerful enough to harm the chain.
I will... no, I can't do that. Sorry, I was going to add Spirit to dice, but you already declared that 19 can't. So, no, I won't.
Anything else from you, Aaron?
I haven't got anything. No, do you know what? No, I'm going to exercise this shit. I'm going to get her out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Action surge. Go ahead. Attack one more time.
I think she's the best way of clearing us. So, 20.
A 20 will hit. Cracks continue to spread. It's looking almost destroyed. Like one more could do it.
Okay. I'm going to turn that. 24.
Another big explosion of magical light as the chains themselves all just shatter and fall to the ground. Loic, hidden underneath the dress expands a little bit, and you can see through some of the folds in the seaweed that the chains have all been released. When she gets round to her turn, she will stand up.
I'm Aaron. This is Loic. We're here to rescue you. I'm
Thank
a
you.
little for a stormtrooper.
Don't introduce me.
Anything else from you, Aaron?
Sorry. I keep doing that.
Though Loic did introduce himself by name to the giant dragon, so, you know, there's that.
Yeah, I get to introduce myself. That's the rule. That's the stipulation. You let me do it.
Okay. Imrith, on her turn, since Gamel and Danrik are the only ones in the room, she turns to face the two of you, and...
What did you
uses her
think you're
fight-
doing? What do you think you're doing? You cannot defeat us. You should surrender now.
She turns to you, Gamble, and says, ignoring this little one that's in her hand, if your friends chase me, this one will surely die.
No, I won't.
As she teleports out once again, but this time with a companion. Artir disappears.
Oh boy, that did not go according to plan.
No longer in initiative, you have Queen Sarissa, who immediately stands up, runs straight into the hall with moments to spare. With moments to spare, as she sees the body of Imrith fizz and disappear from sight. She looks sad and broken. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry.
Come out from under her skirt and look up at her and go, no, it's
Gamo's gonna try to close the door now, because now he doesn't want a whole bunch of giants coming into the room.
Go ahead and make an athletics check at disadvantage to try and pull. Pushing is one thing, but pulling? Your hands slip, you fall over on the floor backwards. Sarissa immediately turns around, like kneels down on her feet to get close enough to Aaron and Lubbock, who are right next to her. Are you hurt? Are you in pain? Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm a little tingly still.
Okay. She reaches a hand forward and taps you on the head, and you heal 30 hit points.
That's exactly what I needed.
Ah, perfect. Perfect.
So, Aaron, what exactly was your plan when you decided to free her while Imrith was still in the throne room? Like, what would you have done afterwards?
Not hide under a skirt, Loic.
That's the smart thing to do, though. And
The smart thing to do was to set her free. Imrith was obviously impersonating her, and the other giants aren't even aware. I was trying to get rid of Imrith.
While these two bicker, Gamo's going to look at the giantess and say, Madam, do you know where that dragon went? He has some property of ours we want to get back.
That foul beast of a creature. I do not know where its lair is. I do not know where it lies.
Do you know how to follow its transportation magic? Loic? Anybody?
I do not know how you could follow her, but I do know of a way that you can find the information that you seek.
No, don't need it. Aaron's going to pull out his mirror.
Okay.
I can find him.
What's that?
It's a scrying mirror. I can find him.
All right.
Okay.
We're waiting.
So are you speaking the name Artir into it? Are you using the mirror?
Were you gonna? I'm gonna like. Do you reckon she's gonna go to her lair immediately?
No, y'all heard the threat, of course, before she flew away, right?
She won't know.
Standard stuff. If we follow, she'll kill our tier. La la la. You know. He'll be fine. Probably.
And if we don't follow her, can we even follow her right now? We haven't got the ability to teleport to her location.
Well,
I can help you with that, Sarissa says.
We're no match for him.
Let's take a moment while we're here. Thank you. Yes, help us with that. But where's King Hecaton? Let's not get distracted by petty details about our friends being abducted by blue dragons.
I don't know. I believe he's still alive. I feel it in my gut that he is still alive. I don't know where he is. But thank you for coming to my aid. I've always had a soft spot for you, small folk. Your reach far extends your physical capabilities. I dare not leave Maelstrom to be able to investigate where my father is. But perhaps you can help me with that.
What about Mirren, Nim, and Nira?
Mirren and Nim fled Maelstrom when it was revealed that they had aided Imrith in taking over. Nira, my mother, she died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And therein is where you can help me. When she was killed, a little trinket was found on her person. And she reaches into a pocket within the dress and pulls out this tiny little coin. It's just a normal coin for you. It's a wooden round coin. And she shows it to you, gives it to you. It's got the image of a golden goose on top of it. That's all it is, just no other coinage imagery on it, just a goose on top of it. When they found my mother's body, they told me that this must have been one of her most prized possessions because it was on her body. But that's not the case. I know that's not the case. I believe the person that killed my mother and abducted my father are the same people, and that this holds some key to where they might be, who they might be.
Let's see what I can get from it.
She hands you the coin.
I will begin to cast identification on it.
The identification spell, you spend the 10 minutes looking over it. It is not magical at all. It doesn't have any hidden properties. Is there anything else that identify gives you?
Not really.
Can any of us just roll for it?
I was going to say
after.
afterwards, if that didn't work, then I would roll history or Arcana, depending on.
Anyone who can justifiably say that they have been involved in shady environments during their youth can roll a history check.
Has to be during the youth?
At some point, you were involved in some underground or shady activities.
So within
may
2
have
years counts.
encountered it. Yes,
Okay.
within 2 years counts.
Does Aaron's involvement with Ilya count?
Yes, Aaron's involvement with Ilya gives him advantage on this check.
It's history?
It's history, yes.
Does Gamel's
I've never rolled a good history, so this is probably useless.
Boom.
all right.
So, Loic, your history check indicates that there is probably this coin. For one thing, it's not an actual coin. Looking at it, it's probably a gambling chip. You can assume and guess that there's probably a gambling establishment by the name of the Golden Goose. Unfortunately, your personal knowledge, you don't really have too much. You don't know where the Golden Goose casino may be, but you heard rumors of something similar in Waterdeep.
Okay.
Aaron, Ilya once took you to a casino on a riverboat for fun one day that was outside of Waterdeep.
Okay.
And it was called the Golden Goose. You recognize the chip.
I recognise the chip. It's from a riverboat. Ilya took me once. It's outside Waterdeep. I recognise this chip.
It's a gambling den?
Yeah.
Well, there's your information.
What would your mother be doing with a gambling chip from an establishment in Waterdeep?
I believe those that killed her would have accidentally left it behind.
So they would want whoever is researching Nira's death to go to this place. So if we were to go to it and follow through, we would have to do so very, very carefully because it is a trap.
Everything's been a trap.
You think so? Okay.
Considering everything a trap right now.
You are welcome to stay in my home for as long as you wish. Maelstrom is welcome to those that aided me and that will aid find my father, but please, time is of the essence. I can take you anywhere you wish to go.
In Maelstrom, or are you talking anywhere?
She waves you behind the throne, and the opposite room, so in the leftmost room, she was chained up. In the opposite room, you step in, and the entire room just feels like it resonates. It's a strange feeling that a room itself is resonating. The air seems to have quite a bit of pressure to it, as she says, an individual attuned to the room can teleport others anywhere, and I mean anywhere.
Yes, this feels a little bit like a magical ley line or something.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's session, guys. Who knows what will happen to Artir in the clutches of Imrith within her lair? What will the party find out in the Golden Goose? Tune in next time.
Well, yeah.
Bye.